running your program. You do not want him on Saturday. That has shown up more at Miami. Carson Beck does not like taking the blame for a loss. I will tell you that.
Nope.
I think the quote after the game, I don't want to step on it if Scott gave it to you, but I think the quote after the game was, listen, they just kept calling the same play over and over again. I just ran what was called. Yeah. I mean, that's essentially what he said in the postgame, Lance.
Oh, that's exactly what he said.
They just kept calling the same plays over and over again. I just ran what they called.
Yeah.
Next question.
He would not break up with the Commodore twins. It's me. It's not you. It's me.
Oh,
He'd be like, it's all you, right?
It is all you. I know you're one of the better looking girls in the universe, but this is going to be on you. I'm not taking the blame on this one. Me or Lance?
It doesn't matter.
Darian Mintz is my stock up. This guy's playing elite football. He torched Clemson Saturday.
Well, they should have lost the game.
Not because of him.
Yeah, not his fault.
Not because of him. That guy threw
for fourth down interference call.
Jim, he threw for 361 yards and 4 touchdowns in Death Valley. Had Dabo chewing out the Clemson defense in the first half. Mintz has played great football. He was really good against Georgia Tech the week before. He can't help it that their defense. Do you know he's got 21 touchdowns and only 2 picks this season?
Yeah.
I mean, Mintz is playing elite level football.
You know who else has got 21 and 2?
Who?
Matt Stafford.
Matt Stafford. Mintz is playing elite level football. Always the Rams.
I love how that bothers Dunaway.
Always the
No,
Rams.
it doesn't bother me.
You shake your head.
It's just it's a unique thing.
Always the
5-3 Duke. 5-3 Duke.
But again, you're not blaming it on Mintz, though, are you?
No,
They got 21 touchdowns.
Yeah,
2
that's
picks.
more Manny Diaz, I think.
This Oklahoma offense, class right. That is a broken offense. I think we're past it being Mateer's thumb.
Which was he harder on, the Oklahoma offense or the Tennessee offense?
He destroyed Heupel's offense, didn't he?
But I do think Heupel has gotten, Starkville, Tuscaloosa, what we saw Saturday.
And Aguilar's starting to turn the ball over. That's what scared you about him.
I don't know why I've got Clemson colors, but Jeff Lebby is my stock up. They finally win a tight game, and look, that is the most improved team in college football. I know the record doesn't really show it, but they are 5-4 and stock down. I got to go against Bobby Petrino. He's had 4 opportunities. There've been some tight games, but 18 penalties for almost 200 yards. I mean, were you guys watching the end of that game?
I was.
And how Mississippi State came back and won that game?
Hats off to Blake Shapen for getting back in there, man, and to Macon, Mississippi freshman Kamario Taylor for being ready when your name was called. He was 2 or 3 against Alcorn. He was 1 of 1 against Texas, and he comes in there and leads a couple of touchdown drives.
Oh, yeah, look, and he led them in rushing. Without his rushing yards, they end up going for like 50 yards against that Arkansas defense on the ground, which is crazy.
Why does Jeff Lebby's name not get mentioned, do you think?
I asked that to Luganville today.
What did he say? What did Luke say? I didn't hear his answer on that one.
Trying to remember what he said now.
Well, think about it.
It's so improved, the product.
It is so improved. And I know you could say, listen, the SEC has become a one-possession league. That's just about all we get in every single game is a one-possession game. They've been in so many one-possession games, could have easily beaten Texas in overtime. Shouldn't even been to overtime, honestly. Could have easily beaten Tennessee in overtime. I mean, he's stacking up overtime losses. You said they're 5-4. They could easily be 7-2. Yeah.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
We'll get to what was a surprising, I'll do the 6-7 motion, surprising night in basketball at one place, and what we expected in Tuscaloosa. That's coming up. Monday Night Football, Cowboys lose. Trade deadline today. And then we'll get ready for big LSU and Alabama coming up in Tuscaloosa with playoff implications. We've got the selection committee show, a ton of stuff to get to today. But Auburn's coaching search, where we start today. Did I see this right, Brownie? We start today with James Franklin as the betting favorite to be Auburn's next coach? Is that true?
As we start this discussion, I think we would all agree these are pretty, what you would call in the betting world, Lance, inefficient markets.
They're never accurate. I mean, absolutely never accurate.
So as we start, understand that we're just giving you what the betting market says, but this is just a,
and just real quick,
jumping off point.
Like at some point they get around close to the announcement, they get around to being correct, right?
So I'll give you an example back to James Franklin. When he was fired, the heavy favorite immediately was Matt Rule.
Right, and now he's signed
see,
up.
that doesn't necessarily mean that was wrong, but Matt Rule leveraged a contract extension and got it. Okay. So, yes, according to Sportsline odds makers, and this is courtesy of our guy Brad Crawford, CBS Sports, James Franklin, ex-Penn State coach, is plus 300. He would be your odds-on leader right now.
Okay, give me a percentage the way you feel James Franklin next coach at Auburn. It's a better job than Virginia Tech, in my opinion.
Yeah, I agree 100%. I mean, the ACC completely is garbage. I mean, Virginia Tech hasn't been relevant in I don't know how long. I mean, it's been a long, long time. So if James Franklin was really considering taking Virginia Tech, if you're Auburn, if you're John Cohen, why would you not reach out? Look, I know the Achilles heel from James Franklin is winning big games, and Auburn's going to play a lot of big games. But I would be really surprised if James Franklin's not a guy that can win 9 or 10 games every single year.
Let's go percentages. Jim, I would go 10% on James Franklin.
That he would take it?
No, that he gets the job. Oh, if offered, I think he would very strongly consider.
Yeah, I still, and this sounds crazy, I would take John Summerall just with the potential over him. But if you can hire James Franklin, why would you not do it?
We'll be to Summerall very quickly here, by the way.
Yeah. Give me the odds. Give me the rest.
Kenny Dillingham, plus 400.
I would not want anything to do with Dillingham.
100% with
that is going to be, I'm telling you, that's going to be a disaster hire.
John Summerall, plus 500.
Good hire.
Jimbo Fisher, plus 700.
Does that surprise anybody that's that high?
No. It does surprise you? It does not surprise me. Jimbo is a Southern guy. He's viewed as a guy that has deep Auburn ties. I shouldn't say deep Auburn ties. He's coached at Auburn. He kind of has an Auburn association there. So I'm not surprised he's that high.
So you guys, we were doing the show together when Gus Malzahn was hired. And I remember how negative the fan base was when Malzahn was hired. This would be.
Well, I really thought it was. I don't remember that even being a search. That seemed so predetermined. That he was coming back. That he left to come back.
Yeah, I remember Auburn fans saying this is dull. If they were to hire Jimbo Fisher, I think some people would be like, okay, I'm going to watch from home. I'm going to go get me an 80-inch, and I'm done with the season tickets.
Okay, Ryan Silverfield plus 900. That's the Memphis coach. For those that do not know.
Done a good job.
Who's on the precipice of a college football playoff, perhaps. You never know.
Doesn't do a lot for me.
Yeah, he's
done a good job,
He has done a good job, but everybody does a good job there, and he seems to be down 10 points every single game, and it doesn't matter.
He
does come back and win, but he seems to be down 10.
UAB.
That's true. That's a good point. He did not at UAB. I'm with Lance on this. Like, everybody that has left this is a very small sample size.
Justin Fuente
to Virginia Tech. Mike Norvell to Florida State. They've all failed. Glenn Schumann, Georgia defensive coordinator, plus 1,000. Alex Golish, South Florida coach, plus 1,200.
Back to Schumann. Did you see where he's getting a lot of traction with the Florida job?
Really?
Yeah, they talked about it during the broadcast.
Really?
Yeah.
He's only 35.
Yeah. Remember, I was really high on him for the Alabama job.
Yeah.
Well, if you think he's going to be 80% of Kirby, hire him.
I mean, for those that don't know his pedigree, he was part of Alabama's staff as an analyst, RGA, one of the two, part of that group, under Nick Saban, and left when Kirby left in 2016 to go to Georgia.
He was the guy Kirby picked first to go with him.
That's right. I mean, Alabama had their coaching staff. Schumann didn't have a spot on the field, and Kirby's like, I'll give you a spot on the field.
Yeah, this is what I would ask, because, Kirby, as dominant as the program's been at times and winning multiple national championships, the offense has never really been dynamic. And Kirby's such a defensive guy, but he recruits well. Everything's airtight in the organization. I would ask Schumann in the interview, like, what is the philosophy offensively? Are you just going to go out, hire the best offensive coordinator possible?
Yeah. Alex Golish plus 1,200. He's the South Florida coach.
Why has the shine fallen off of that guy so much?
That's a good question.
I mean, it's crazy. I really think it is because they lost to Memphis. Like, if they were I know that sounds stupid.
It does. It's like the people that say, well, John Summerall just lost to UTSA. Well, you're gonna hire.
They play all the games.
You're gonna hire your coach for the next 3 years, apparently.
Yeah.
Off of whether they won or not this past Friday night.
It is dumb, but I said this on our Sunday show. If South Florida ends up getting to the college football playoff, and analytically they are your favorite right now in Vegas to represent the Group 5, although they just lost to Memphis a couple of weeks ago, then he is going to be everybody's favorite again. I've got a sneaky feeling he's going to get the Florida job.
You think they're
Alex
just
Golish.
holding out on that?
Yeah.
Listen, the Summerall thing, they lost. I really like him. What we do in college football, and this is so odd, like Glenn Schumann.
Okay.
When I brought him up, before Kalen DeBoer became the guy, I brought up Glenn Schumann instantly. And you know why?
Why?
Because he'd been at Alabama for a little bit. We
Right.
are crazy in college football.
I say it all the time.
To where if you just swing through a town, even for 1 year, like Eli Drinkwitz, do we even know if he's interested in leaving Missouri? But his name is mentioned at Auburn. Why? Because he was there for a year. Kenny Dillingham was the offensive coordinator in 2019.
Dillingham's the obvious one.
Dillingham is at his school.
Yeah.
His first baby is about to be born, right, with his family and his parents and their parents. They all live there in Scottsdale, right there next to the in-laws are there. They went to high school there. He's making $6, $7, $8, $9 million, whatever $1 million worth he's making there in his hometown.
Yeah.
And he's going to pick up and go to Auburn?
Yeah, I agree with Jim here, Lance. I don't think Dillingham gets mentioned on any of these lists if not for 1 year as a coordinator at Auburn. Like, what is the other?
I would agree.
Yeah.
And, that was a decent year. I think they were 9-3 that year.
It was the typical, was Kenny calling plays, Gus, or were you calling plays? Oh, Kenny's calling good ones. I was calling bad ones.
But I don't.
it was that.
But like Summerall, okay, he was at Troy. He's an Alabama native.
Played in the SEC.
Played in the SEC. His wife's an Auburn girl.
Yeah. Yeah.
That gets you into the mix, right?
But I've got a big enough sample size, I believe, on him building programs like Dillingham. Great job last year, but we went 3-9, 11-3, and it's going to be back to 7-5 this year.
Yeah. Well, he has lost his quarterback.
Yeah, but even when Sam Levitt was playing, that's not a good offense at all. Yeah. I think Dillingham would be a train wreck.
Your last three are Dan Mullen, UNLV, plus 1,400.
Dan Mullen, it's different now, but he got pushed out at Florida, fired, I guess, at Florida.
Shouldn't have gotten fired.
He shouldn't have, but he got fired at Florida because they didn't like his recruiting effort.
Well, that's exactly what Brad writes. Mullen's tenure at Florida went belly up because he got lazy in recruiting.
Well, I didn't know that Brad was writing here.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Do you want the write-up on everybody else?
Well, no, but that's interesting.
I'm just pointing this out.
What did he say about Dillingham?
Let me scroll back up to Kenny Dilly. Dillingham described coaching at his alma mater as his dream job a few years ago. Again, that alma mater is Arizona State, as Jim mentioned.
Yeah, not Auburn.
Then he won the Big 12 championship, led the Sun Devils to their first playoff appearance. He was asked last week about being a name of interest at various SEC openings. Like most coaches brushed it off. Quote, I'm trying to win as many games as I can here. That is my number one focus, is our players, our football team, everything about us. That's simple. I am so singularly focused on us to win football games, to become a better football team this season. There you go.
I would not leave if I was him.
I don't think I would either.
I just think you get more patience. Yeah. He has, that first year that he had at Arizona State and this year at Auburn. If you were to do that 3-year cycle, you're gone.
Yeah, and by the way, he took over a program that was wrecked by our buddy with sanctions. Right,
Herm,
Tony, Herm Edwards, and then you sit there at Arizona State. You come in, you rebuild them, get them in the playoff.
Made noise in the playoffs too.
Yeah.
Triple overtime loss to Texas.
Yeah, so he's got some street cred there. I would hold that too.
Your last two are Brent Key plus 500 and Clark Lee plus 1,700.
Yeah. And talking about two guys coaching at their alma maters, I haven't seen enough. Brent Key's done a good job, but I just don't think it's a big enough sample size. Clark Lee.
How long can he I mean, just for what he's done the last 2 years. It's been with Diego Pavia now. And by the way, before we hear from John Cohen,
Got to find a way to keep Pavia
and everybody,
Play forever.
listen, I'm not getting political here, okay?
Okay.
But before we get to John Cohen and tell you about our friends Alexander Shinara, you see it's making around, I forget where I read it last night. I read too much stuff and probably should write it down when I read something. I don't have it on my note sheet, but I just laughed because Tommy Tuberville is going around telling people, Auburn people, that he tried to convince Hugh Freeze that he needed to get Diego Pavia when Diego was scoring to the portal from Mexico
No,
State.
he did. He
to
did
Auburn.
say that, yeah.
No, that's what he's saying.
That's
Yeah.
what he said. No, he
Yeah.
did say that. Was what I was saying.
Now, I think you think it was one of these. He had a bourbon in his hand when New Mexico State was running up and down Jordan Hare, and he's like, "They got to take a look at this kid next year." He says it one time under his breath.
He says he told Hugh Freeze this,
Okay.
is what the future governor of Alabama says.
Hey, politicians don't lie.
I mean,
that was in the John Talty article.
that's it, John Talty.
John
That's where I
Talty's
read it,
article,
yeah.
CBS Sports, or 24/7, wherever it is, John's with.
I think it's CBS.
Okay. Where it also talks about one game weekend on a Friday. Hugh Freeze shows up at the golf course without his clubs to just watch his buddies play.
They're shocked.
I know.
What's going on?
No, they were shocked he didn't have his clubs.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
So you showed up without your clubs. But he also says, and everybody was focused on that, the most damning thing in that article was he took Peyton Thorne, and he apparently there was some division among the staff on whether or not they should take Peyton Thorne. They did.
One guy said, "Is Kenneth Walker coming with him?"
Yeah, do we get the running back too? So they take Peyton Thorne, controversial among the coaching staff. They doubled down on Peyton Thorne for year two, even more controversial among the coaching staff because they were apparently in on Cam Ward. And Freeze wanted to stick with Thorne, and his coaches kept saying, let's talk to this Cam Ward kid. Let's talk to this Cam Ward kid. Freeze finally comes around and checks back in with him, but it's too late. Ward was already like, not talking to you anymore. I'm Miami now.
Yeah, I can't. I'm so far removed from last year's Auburn team, but this year's Auburn team would be undefeated with Cam Ward. They really would be.
Just with that defense?
Just with that defense and with Cam Ward, these one-possession games, he would win all of those games.
Well, I don't know if you noticed, he just needs to score 25 points.
Oh, I know. Yeah, you're undefeated.
Yeah, 25 points and they'd be undefeated.
But,
right
I mean,
now.
really, this is where you have missed is quarterback, and you've missed really, really bad.
Yeah. All right, let's hear from John Cohen, who was later in the night able to give Stephen Pearl his game ball for his first career win. More on that later. Scary moment at Neville. But Cohen has this news conference yesterday to do the typical stuff. Cut one here is him getting asked, hey, what are you looking for in the next coach? Here's cut number one, John Cohen, the AD at Auburn.
When you go into this process now, what are you looking for? What's important when you start to do a coaching search this time around?
Yeah, all the characteristics. Somebody with an edge, somebody who's highly competitive. In my career, I found that one of two things has to happen. The head coach of almost any sport either has to have a tremendous edge to them, or they have to be surrounded by assistants who have an edge to them. There's many different ways to define that, but you can call it blue collar, you can call it hard nosed, you can call it aggressive, you can call it all those things, but that's usually priority number one is to find that part. Then intelligent, strategic, forward thinking, all those things matter. And at this level of college football, you're obviously going to have somebody who has a track record in all these areas, and you're going to look into that track record with the utmost seriousness, and you're looking for somebody who can lead a building, lead a staff, lead 18 to 22, 23, 24-year-olds into battle to compete in the best league in the country.
Edge is the word I kept hearing there.
What is
Somebody
his
with an
relationship
edge.
with Mullen? I mean, I know they crossed up. He was coaching when Mullen was coaching. He was the assistant AD. He was the AD.
You mean, is it
a good
one?
relationship?
Oh, I don't know.
Yeah, I just wonder because, you say what you want. If you want offense, though, Mullen is, watch UNLV. Now, they'll get 40 scored on them here and there, but got a really good offense.
He scored on him here or there.
Yeah, but the best thing going on right now is the buffet coaching search. I want to hire a head coach who is a great offensive mind, and I want to keep DJ Durkin in his defensive mind.
Yeah,
and that does. It happens
the
occasionally.
a la carte. Hey, we're gonna keep him. Although I'm not gonna be surprised if Durkin ends up being the guy.
It wouldn't surprise me. Yeah. That was interesting. Now, I don't have it in front of me. That's bad prep on me. I would love to have gone back to hear exactly what he said during the introduction of Hugh Freeze.
I would too, because that was his hire.
Yeah, that's my point. And did he say the same thing when he was searching for Hugh Freeze? And Hugh Freeze is a guy that's going to control the building, manage the building, bring an edge, and now that's what he's looking for now. Cut two, though.
I was just going to say, bigger picture, though. What doesn't make any sense is Hugh Freeze in 12 years from Lambeth to Arkansas State to Ole Miss to Liberty. He had one losing season his final year at Ole Miss when, NCAA sanctions, call girls, all that stuff was going on. It just doesn't make any sense that you've been there for 3 years and you've had back-to-back top 10 recruiting classes and you can't even put together a winning year. Is there something bigger going on than Hugh Freeze? That's all I would ask you guys.
Yeah. More on the booster comments in a moment. Here's John Cohen taking a little bit of a shot at Hugh Freeze, I think, here about being close.
I know it's been bandied about that we're close, right? I'm not going to say that we're close. Close doesn't matter. Getting it done matters. But I will say that we have an elite defense. I will say that there are a lot of areas of the game in which we excel. But the offensive side has really hurt the production of this football team, and we got to get that fixed. We have to. Now, is it fair to bring up DJ Durkin here and say, hey, fix our offense? No, that's not fair. But what we have done is we have given him the opportunity, especially with our staff and everyone else, to step forward and say, this is going to be your program for the next 3 weeks. Do the things that you feel like need to be done internally for us to be more competitive on both sides of the football. And we have a lot of confidence that can happen.
I'm telling you what, one of the most important things they need to do is identify a really good GM. Roster management is so important in today's NIL and transfer portal. And if you don't have a guy that has his finger on the pulse of who's out there, back to the Cam Wards, you've got to help somebody help build this roster because Hugh's biggest miss has been quarterback.
And there's no doubt. I mean, he swung and missed a quarterback twice. And apparently, if you believe John Talty's article there, and John's a very, very good writer, and I think a trustworthy writer, if you believe that, not only did Hugh swing and miss, he was extremely stubborn about admitting he swung and missed in year 2 of Peyton Thorne. And look, we remember that. We remember sitting with him. It all runs together now, but that was in Dallas, right?
In Dallas,
when he was basically like, hey, I know year 1 with Peyton wasn't great, but we're on the same page now. He's finishing my sentences. We've unlocked Peyton Thorne. And guess what? And we love Peyton. Look, Peyton was a guest on our show every week. I like Peyton fine, but he was never unlocked. Jackson Arnold seems like a nice kid. He's been on our show one time. He doesn't do a whole lot of interviews, so it's kind of hard to, get some insight into him. But he's never been unlocked. I mean, that's kind of what John Cohen is saying right there.
And then we'll get to the booster comment because John Cohen said something on the podium yesterday. Cut 13, Tyler. Tell us about Alexander Shinara first, if you will. And then I want to discuss this because I'm looking at a headline from yesterday, how Auburn football's overactive boosters factor into the search. That's 24/7 Sports. And you can just go and look around the country at different publications from 24/7 to On3 to ESPN.com. You get stories about Auburn's booster culture. The AD on that in just a second. Alexander Shinara bringing us this conversation.
Our guys, Alexander Shinara, the trial attorneys in Birmingham, a national firm with Southern roots. They are headquartered right here in Birmingham, and they've been there for 24 years because that's where Alex grew up. 150 lawyers supported by more than 500 dedicated team members. They've recovered more than $2 billion, maintaining Alexander's core values: integrity, mastery, passion, and success. When you find yourself in need of a lawyer, start with the Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. Not one single dime. Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
Hey, we closed out an incredible week at Lance's Lock with a 3-1 last night. We were 10-2 college football over the week. We had the Cardinals last night against the Cowboys, 2-0 in college hoops. Jump on board, win with us. More action up and available, a free play every single day at lanceslog.com. No reason not to jump on. We are crushing it right now. It's always brought to you by our friends at Hemp Hill Services. Trust the name. Birmingham has trusted since 1954 for all of your plumbing, heating, cooling, any of these issues arise in your home or business. They are ready to serve you. 205-229-2090. Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Hard to stop a train. For more information, hemphillservices.com.
All right. Now, the reputation is out there about Auburn's boosters, which I don't really understand because I would imagine that having an active booster group is important now.
Define active.
People that are willing to get involved with your program and give you money.
Okay, there you got around to it. Yeah, I think what programs want, and it's hard to get this, is I want your money, but I don't want your input.
Yeah. Like, I really don't need you telling me, hey, man, you need to go out and get this guy, or you need to play this guy.
But I need $35 million, right? If you don't mind. Yeah.
I've known one guy in my career that was able to not have to deal with the boosters.
Nick Saban.
And it was Nick Saban. Mm-hmm. And that started because of Mal Moore.
Yes. It's the only way you got the guy.
Mal said, the only way we get this guy is you guys have to stay away. Mm-hmm. And I'm going to stand between you and him. And by the way, Nick Saban does not have a buyout. He could leave on a Tuesday and not owe us any money.
That's right.
That's it. That's our contract with him. He could leave on Tuesday without even telling us. And it doesn't owe us anything. We'd have to scramble to find somebody to coach the team on Saturday. That's our contract with Nick Saban. So if you guys annoy the hell out of him, he's going to leave. So no, you cannot talk to Nick Saban. He's the only one I've ever known that has never had to deal with boosters. The only one.
And with that said, John Cohen's not going to come out and say, hey, guys, you can't meddle in this one.
John Cohen doesn't have I don't think he's got the capital that Mal Moore had.
No, and he knows how important this hire is, too, because if the Stephen Pearl doesn't work out and this doesn't work out, it ain't going to work out for John.
Yeah, that's right.
Here's John Cohen on the reputation of Auburn's boosters. Well, I think that it's that way everywhere, but Auburn gets this reputation.
4 coaches in 7 years. Obviously, you're not responsible for all of them, but for the boosters, the powers that be, are you going to be able to push back against some of those voices and not fall victim to groupthink when it comes to making a decision because it hasn't worked here for a handful of years now?
Yeah, I'm really glad you asked that question because that's a little bit of a mystery to me. I've heard all these myths about things like donors at Auburn or board of trustee members or administrators or power brokers in the Auburn family. That has not been my experience in 3 years. Not one time have I had a donor or a board member or anybody else who helps guide this great university come to me and say, you need to hire this person, you need to terminate this person, you need to do this, you need to, I mean, certainly you get comments, hey, the hot dogs weren't very, I mean, you will get that type of commentary, but that has not been my experience. And I think that's one of those things that might have been created by other schools in the state of Alabama. That myth is not reality. We're in a tough spot right now. We're going to get to the other side of it. We're going to give our fans what they absolutely deserve, but we're not going to live in a world of myths because what you just described, and I appreciate the question, just doesn't exist.
Wow. So it's an Alabama creation, he says.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. There is no way that he didn't have some high-ups when Brian Harsin, when that debacle, at least going to, maybe he's just talking about the wording, but there is no way when he was in these circles, they didn't, what are we doing about Brian Harsin? What are we doing about Hugh Freeze?
I don't think there's an athletic director in the nation that can stand behind a microphone who has had to fire their primary coach, whether it's basketball or football, whichever school we're talking about. In this case, it's football. They can say that.
I would tell you that.
I'm not calling him a liar, but I'm just saying I don't think there's a single AD that's had to fire. I mean,
I would agree with you.
Do you think the AD at Penn State could stand behind a microphone, hand on the Bible, held the other hand up to God and say, I did not have one booster or trustee member tell me we needed to fire James Franklin. I made that decision.
No, I
completely
heard
independently.
that Penn State boosters actually went to him and said, you got to get rid of this guy.
Yeah.
I don't think any AD in America can say that.
I think we know at LSU it just happened.
The dang governor was saying it at LSU.
But they were walking from box to box
Yeah.
during the second
Yeah.
half of the game talking. It's every school.
Yeah,
is
I'm not pointing the finger at Auburn. I'm saying it's every school.
And
yeah.
it's not just firing. It's not just firings. To keep a coach, hey, so-and-so wants to get our coach, football or basketball, and he wants this much more money, but he really wants a new facility, and he wants another $1 million in NIL money. And we got to let him know by 2 o'clock tomorrow. How much are you in for? How much are you in for?
Yeah.
I mean, and the AD has to make those calls.
No, but I get the spin. I mean, you kind of have to. I mean, what is the perception when it comes to the Auburn program? Dysfunction.
Yeah.
And meddling boosters. And so,
you need to spin against that.
yeah. Do you think that might even been a plan of a question?
No, because it was Johnny Cogden that asked it. We all know
Okay.
Johnny. Johnny would not.
Johnny is above
No,
reproach.
I'm right. Tyler, let me hear from Scott. Am I right about that, Scott? That was Johnny's question, wasn't it?
Yes, that's
Okay,
Johnny.
Yeah, so there's zero chance.
Yeah. By the way, Johnny of ABC 3340, also post-game Hugh Freeze the other night, was the guy that asked the question, listen,
Yeah.
they were all booing you when you were coming in.
Yeah.
What do you say to those folks who were booing? And he gave the patience comment. I'd love to ask for patience. That was a Johnny question.
Does
too.
Johnny want him to hire Belichick?
Johnny, a lifelong Boston fan.
Johnny, by the way, doesn't care, I guess, if he asks the tough questions.
Yeah. No, Johnny's very good at what he does, and that's why. Dang, there was a question I was about to ask, and I got sidetracked on that.
I'll call Johnny, see what that question would be.
No, he will know. Do you? They were talking about this in the chat room. This is not the question I was going to. Oh, I know what I was about to bring up. I got one more thing I want to bring up on Cohen. They're asking in the chat room, and it's a legitimate question they're asking here. In 2 years, 3 years, if we're at this situation again, does Tommy Tuberville approach Jeff Landry, Louisiana governor, in his approach on this?
Well, I mean, he's not even official. Well, I guess has he officially announced he's running for governor yet?
Yeah, I think Tuberville's announced.
I mean, we know he's running for governor.
I mean, everybody knows it if he hasn't announced.
And he's knee deep in this already.
Yeah, but I'm saying, could you see Tommy Tuberville vocally criticizing the Auburn coach or maybe even the Alabama coach?
I don't know. I mean, it's a little tricky because he was fired.
I know.
I mean,
I get it.
I mean, he has no problem going from commenting about who the quarterback should be publicly to who's on snaps in different states. I mean, he has no problem with a comment.
Well, that was what Jeff Landry was
Tommy
doing.
Tuberville would be a perfect talk show host.
That's true. So I want to go back to John Cohen. So his hires, I just looked this up in football. He was there when Mullen left. To your question, I don't know what the relationship was like. I mean, Mullen left for Florida. I'm not going to say he ran him off, obviously. But then he hired Joe Moorhead. You would give that hire what grade?
A D.
He hired Mike Leach. You would give that hire what grade?
A B plus.
I'd go A on that one.
Yeah,
But
maybe
okay,
A.
B plus.
Maybe A. I don't have a problem with that.
I'd go B+.
I think he.
I mean, you're saying A because he died.
No, I'm saying A because I think if you went and hired Mike Leach, that was a really good hire. You say it was a good hire. Did Mike Leach give you an A performance? Maybe.
Well, I'd go B plus on the field, but maybe an A because of the buzz you get around the program for having Mike Leach.
Yeah. He passed.
That was a good hire.
He passed. I think Cohen was going when they hired Arnett. I don't think Cohen did that. I don't think.
Well, and that was, I mean,
And that
obviously,
was
I don't
just
think anybody could have gotten that
Yeah,
right.
that's a tough situation. You kind of had to do that one. And then he hired Hugh Freeze, and you give that hire a what?
I mean, you got to give it a D.
D?
Wasn't Scott Strickland the AD for some of that in Mississippi State?
Cohen was the AD starting in 16. Strickland, I don't know when Strickland went to Florida. But Cohen, he was the AD, if I am not mistaken, at State when Moorhead was hired, Leach was hired, and then was the AD at Auburn when
He
Freeze
was the
hired.
AD through 22.
Yeah,
at
through
State.
22, and I think Leach died. I think Cohen had just. I don't know the time. But again, even if he hired Arnett, we're not gonna include that one in the discussion. That is an absolutely impossible situation.
It was, yeah.
So I mean, his hires are Moorhead, Leach, and Freeze. I mean, the guy's not exactly batting 1,000 right now. That was the only point I was going to make is because. In this press conference yesterday, and you just heard it right there talking about the boosters, Cohen's taking the lead on this, saying this is my hire. I'm doing this.
Well, I just read an article on the previous, how many is this? The last 5 Auburn coaches searches, this is from Craig Stevenson at AL.com, have averaged 18 days, 9 on the low end, 37 on the high end. mean, we're not going to know anything soon, are we?
I don't know. Alabama's, well, no, because you're in season.
Yeah, that's the problem.
I mean, I think a good gauge is what Alabama did because Saban left and they had a guy in 3 days, 72 hours.
Again, that was January.
I know.
Season.
It's a different situation.
It was less than 72 hours.
Yeah. I mean, I think that's a gauge for what happens when you fire your coach when the portal's about to open.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now by rule, it's your portal doesn't open for the roster until 5 days after the hiring, or 5 days after the
I think
firing.
it's 5 days after the firing, if I'm not mistaken.
Or dismissal,
And I could be incorrect.
That's what I thought it was too,
but
I'd heard different.
Yeah,
here it is. There are 2 recent NCAA rule changes that could affect the timing of the search. First being the transfer portal does not open for current Auburn players until 5 days after a new coach has been hired, or January 2nd, whichever comes first. In the past, the portal would open for 30 days immediately after the previous coach departed.
When does the other program's meddling window open, Lance?
Oh, that would be yesterday.
was that when you Freeze was fired?
Yeah.
Okay.
That included all of the second half calling receivers so they'd have a message waiting on them when they got to the locker room as they were watching the Auburn.
But there is no current head coach that's going to take this job right now, right? I mean, you can't. Like John Summerall would not do that to Tulane. Well, you still got a lot to play for. Now, behind the scenes,
you're not going to right now.
You go Antonio Langham and you sign that napkin, right?
Yeah, nobody leaves midseason. Yeah.
No,
that's just a bad look.
Because do you want to hire a guy that's willing to leave his program midseason? That's a terrible look. Yeah.
No.
Now, if you've got a James Franklin, I don't know what would stop you from hiring him.
Yeah.
Other than it's going to be kind of. It's going to be kind of awkward with him lingering over DJ Durkin. There's going to be some awkward there, but if you can,
would you guys not do that? I mean, again, I've been critical on James Franklin, but if you can hire him today, go ahead and do it.
If it's the guy I want, I would. I mean,
because you know what you're going to get with James Franklin?
I can get you 301 odds. Is that what it was?
Yeah,
no, it's 3 to 1.
3 to 1. Okay.
Yeah. So if it's 3,000, then it's legitimately 300. But if you're James Franklin at that point, do you not go on game day as much as you can and you're the Auburn guy? Like, I just think you could get a lot of push with James Franklin. And James Franklin, you like him if he's your guy until he loses, but he is a rah-rah guy.
That is a problem.
He can sell you on a program and he can recruit. And the problem is he can't win the big games. But if you play enough of them, I was going to say you got to win some of them, but he hasn't.
I'd say no.
I would still get him if you can get him. I really would. Or Brian Kelly.
All right, so there is a lot on the Auburn coaching search. When we come back, what happened in Auburn in basketball last night? Alabama opened with a win as well, and we'll get to LSU, Alabama, preview that in the next segment. Clay Travis at 10, our upset alert later on. 2 more winners this past week, outright winners, Lance and Brooks, I believe. Is that correct, Forrester? So 2 more outright winners from Lance and Brooks this time around. So, I mean, it's at least one every week, Forrester. Have we gone 1 week without somebody winning outright, right?
I don't know that to be factual, but yeah, I think
feels like it. It feels like we've had at least one outright winner, oftentimes multiple. We'll give that to you again at around 10:30 later on. Have you already drawn your logo yet?
But I haven't. But I feel good enough that if you played all of our plays against the number,
oh my gosh!
If you played them all straight up on money line and against the number, you've probably won good money this year.
So. Yeah.
I mean, it has been a remarkable year of upset alert. We've never been this good.
I don't disagree across the board. One of us may have gotten hot, but it's the whole show.
Yeah. I don't even think one of us has been as hot as.
I think the first year of Brown Bandit, he was pistol hot. I think he got like 9 outright winners out of 12. That's the way I remember it, but I'll have to ask him when he gets here.
Yeah. Johnson RV Center, always an outright winner. Great folks, just up I-65, 2 locations. Tell us about Johnson RV.
Yeah, I-65, exit 304 in Coleman, 334 in Decatur is where you find our guys at Johnston RV Center. And right now you get great deals because the 2025's got to go. We're making room for those 2026s. How about $179 a month on one of those Avengers right there? How about $589 a month on a fifth wheel?
It's got to go.
It's got to go, Jimmy. All this with approved credit and 0 down. In fact, they can get you in one as low as $139 a month at Cherokee Travel Trailer.
Because it's got to go.
And you've got RV warranty forever that covers you lifetime on anything new or qualifying pre-owned at Johnston RV, JohnstonRVCenter.com.
They've got to go. And you need to go to the Pants Store, by the way, and get great gear for the holidays for the Alabama and Auburn fan in your life under the tree. Help old Santa out a little bit by going to thepantstore.com. Great locations in Huntsville and Birmingham, all over Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Auburn, and anywhere in the world from the North Pole all the way down to Opelika. You can be shipped great stuff, pantstore.com, pantstore.com. Bama and Auburn polos, hats, quarter zips, and the famous name brands like Horn Legend, Cutter and Buck, Antigua and Gentile. Nothing says War Eagle and Roll Tide for the woman in your life as well, the daughter in your life, with the fall boots and the platforms and the sneakers and the rompers and the dress, all with free alterations and free gift wrapping. Go there now, pantstore.com, and order at pantstore.com.
Follow LT on Twitter at @TheLanceTaylor.
Have you been injured in an 18-wheeler accident, company truck accident, a car accident, or work-related accident? Call Alabama's largest personal injury firm. Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys will fight for every dollar you deserve, and it won't cost you a dime. Trust me. What do you say, man?
Call me, Alabama.
Call 659-777-7777 or go to Shinara.com.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today.
Think about the best summer nights of your life. How many of those were in a great t-shirt? Visit nextround.store to get the perfect t-shirt for the next perfect southern night. Nextround.store, the memories are waiting.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place. NextRound.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt. You can look your best by shopping with us at NextRound.store. Take the next round anywhere with NextRound.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Still blown away that James Franklin's the betting favorite right now. But we'll see.
Would you not hire him?
I don't know if I would, Lance.
I mean, he comes with the reputation of not being able to win big games.
Yeah.
And it becomes really difficult to fire a coach that's got you in the playoffs and got you at 10-2 simply because he can't beat Alabama and Georgia.
Yeah, but my goodness, just to be in the playoffs every year.
I mean, isn't that
would be sweet? Though.
I think I said this on our Sunday show, Jim. Isn't that James Franklin, Penn State James Franklin at Auburn? You're always in the playoffs, but you never beat Bama and Georgia. That's what he was at Penn State, right? Always in contention for the playoffs when they had them. Would have been when they didn't have them. But he never beat Ohio State or Michigan when it mattered.
Always being in the playoffs sounds really good right now.
Never beaten Alabama and Georgia. How's that sound?
Having a winning record sounds good.
Hey, Dr. B gets us into what we saw last night on the basketball court. Tell us about Dr. B. You may not want to overreact to game one of a 33-game basketball season, but you do want to overreact to maybe your hair falling out.
Yeah, look, if it's starting to happen to you, again, it could happen at any point. When I was in my 20s, you're talking about thick hair, and then it just starts to thin out. These things happen, and you want to maintain, you want to be preemptive. Dr. Beckenstein, best in the business. He's done it for more than 20 years, coming up on 25 years. I do that non-invasive treatment 3 times a week, 30 minutes each time on the couch. That's it. I did it last night. T3hair.net for more information, 205-319-0316. Call Dr. B and that great staff. Tell them the guys from the Next Round sent you. Stop wasting money and critical time while you're losing hair on treatments that aren't working for you. Go see Dr. Beckenstein and find out what will work for you. T3's got a test. It's easy, painless, affordable. Takes seconds to perform. It's going to show which medicines and compounds will specifically work for your hair loss. Again, men and women ordering products online don't even know if they work. Stop wasting money and time. 205-319-0316 or T3hair.net.
Okay. Stephen Pearl wins his first game as head coach at Auburn. They went to overtime with Bethune-Cookman, who has never, ever been to the NCAA tournament, if I'm correct about this.
Yes, 0-29 all-time against ranked teams.
They've never beaten a ranked team. They were close last night. This is the part where you're going to say, Jim, you're carrying Stephen Pearl's water because you like him.
Friend of the show, Stephen Pearl? Is that
I think we all like Stephen a lot.
We do like Stephen.
Ontario Morris, who had 20-something last night, is a 5-star recruit.
Oh, here we go.
Who played for Kansas and Texas and is now at Bethune-Cookman.
You're going to have Bethune in the tournament at the end of this sentence? Is that what's happening?
Hold on.
Didn't even start for him, by the way.
He did not, for discipline reasons. We're trying to run a good program at Bethune-Cookman.
They sat him for a whole first minute, right?
Yeah. Quentin and Jacoby.
Jim Berger taking a knee.
Quentin and Jacoby Hetty, I think. Can't read my writing.
It is Quentin Hetty.
4-star guys who chose Central Michigan. They're now at Bethune-Cookman. Don't be shocked.
Oh, here we go.
Don't be shocked.
Yeah.
If on Selection Sunday you're seeing 15-seed Bethune-Cookman playing 2-seed somebody in the first round of the NCAA tournament.
I love how Dunaway will put people in his top right-hand drawer, and he'll leave them forever. And as long as he likes somebody, he is going to try to paint the picture.
To the mats for this guy.
81-78 games over. Bethune-Cookman's throwing up one from the logo, and they're fouled. And hats off, hitting the free throws.
That was crazy.
On the road?
On the road, with nobody at the line with you?
You got to know, like, you can't foul in that situation.
Yeah, just let him take the shot.
Let him take the shot, because if he hits it, God bless you, we're going to overtime, and we'll still win this game.
It was 100% a foul, though, right? I mean, you had to call that. You had to call that.
And you never see that called, though.
It's like pass interference on a Hail Mary.
Hey, it was close to targeting. I mean, he almost had to sit out.
Yeah, I was so... Bruce Pearl gave up about the same time I gave up. Because of the whole YouTube TV thing, I couldn't figure out how to watch the game. I was trying to watch the end of it. So I was following it on my sports app of choice, my score app of choice here on my phone. And it initially showed on that one final. They hit the final button before the foul was called. So I'm like, ooh, Steven survived. And Bruce Pearl even fires off a boom with prayer hands on Twitter. And then I see Twitter like, oh, wait, there's a foul.
Yeah.
I said, you got to be kidding me, man. I almost, and thank God I had not done it. Jim, when I saw it go final, I almost texted Steven, like, hey, congrats on win one.
Yeah. Yeah, even worse. I had sent him a text before the game.
Oh, congrats on your first win.
Good luck tonight. Start of a great long journey.
No, you didn't.
Oh, yeah.
Dunaway.
Yeah.
What are you doing?
Not on the win. I said, good luck tonight.
Yeah, that's all it took.
Yeah. 81-81 to overtime. Auburn.
New number. Who does?
Neither led by more than 5 through the whole game, so it was a tussle through the whole game. Tahad 4 of 13. Basically what we saw in Birmingham when we did the game. Tahad not having his shot. Thank God for Keyshawn Hall and a lot of foul calls against Bethune-Cookman. Keyshawn was 16 of 18 from the free throw line for 28 points. Here's Stephen Pearl after his first career win, being brutally honest.
It was good. A little bittersweet just because I would have liked for us to have played better. We didn't play great. So, obviously I'm thrilled that we found a way to get the win, but my mind is immediately going to all the film I'm going to be watching tonight and just trying to find ways to get better. It's an incredible opportunity I was blessed with, and I can't thank John enough for trusting me and putting me in this position to lead this basketball program. And the fans came out tonight and just really supported in big numbers, and I thought late when it really got going in there, it really gave our guys the courage to find a way to step up and make plays. So I know Auburn fans are tired of being told to be patient, so we're going to get our asses to work. But we it's a group of 10 new guys, so it is going to take time for this group to learn, to grow, and to get better, and that's something that we're committed to doing every single day.
Hugh's now the pinata.
Yeah.
I mean, everybody's
really is. Boy,
but I would have gone straight there too to get a laugh in that situation.
You got to laugh.
Well played by whoever's coaching him up in the media.
The good news is 99% of sports fans didn't realize college basketball was tipping last
That's
night.
right. Yeah, so it goes under the radar.
Well, shame on you guys.
No, that Florida game was good.
Florida-Arizona game was.
I had Arizona. Yeah,
that was
March Madness.
That daggum freshman for Arizona. How good is that guy?
He's going to be ridiculous. But if you lose this game, I mean, they had won 60 straight versus non-conference at home.
Yeah.
I mean, I can't imagine how this would have been like the headline of all of college basketball instead of Arizona knocking off your defending champions.
LT, it was second. It was, other than Arizona beating Florida, ending Florida's 12-game win streak.
And winning it second.
Yeah, I get the Field of 68 newsletter every day, and they list a blurb from the big write-ups on all the big games and a blurb from every game in the country. And the biggest takeaway, obviously, was the Arizona-Florida game. The second big story, lengthy story with clips and sound, was Auburn surviving Bethune-Cookman.
Stephen, when he did his interview with us, when we talked with him after the Ballin' and Boutwell, he was frustrated with defense. You gave up 90 at home to Bethune-Cookman.
They shot 50% from the field.
In overtime.
They shot 54% from threes. And look, and there's 366 teams in Division I basketball, but I don't know if you'll see a free throw discrepancy like you saw last night the entire season.
What was it, 38-7?
It was 38-9.
38-9.
That's massive.
That is massive.
That is massive. So really, you outscored.
So you're telling me Ken Williamson wasn't during that game?
Hey, you outscored them 27-8 on the line. So by 19, you outscored them on the free
had to
throw.
win in overtime. Yeah,
you needed them all.
Yep.
I was in Tuscaloosa for Alabama and North Dakota. You sit Wrightsville and Holloway, a little dinged up. You want them to be 100% because at 11 a.m. on Saturday morning, Alabama is playing some people's number one team, top 5 team, St. John's in Madison Square Garden, 11 a.m. on FS1. So you can watch this on a side TV with your football, 11 a.m. Bama, St. John's. St. John's, legit national championship contender. So no Wrightsville, no Holloway. LeBaron Philon, 22 points, 8 assists. Alabama 27% from 3, 74% from inside the arc. Houston Millette, love that kid. He's a Swiss Army knife. Armari Allen, London Jemison, a couple of newcomers. They played well. Alabama has several guys that look like just carbon copies of each other the way they play. Deep team. Check the box. You'll know more when you play St. John's on Saturday. Here's Nate Oates.
What did you think of Houston's impact tonight on the offensive glass and really just as a leader?
And played so hard. I mean, I told our team in the locker room afterwards, some of you guys that are struggling to go get offensive rebounds, like Taylor had 0. He had 0 in the exhibition. He doesn't get offensive rebounds ever. Go look at Houston. Study Houston's film. Goes every time. I mean, he had 4 old boards. We had 11, but three of those were team old boards, so there was 8 offensive rebounds assigned to an individual, and Houston had half of them. So, like he plays so hard. He has to ask to come out of the game. He gives so much effort. Like we've got a lot of guys on the team that are learning from, but we got a few guys that need to learn how to play as hard as Houston plays. And if they did, we'd be a lot better team. So I think Houston can lead because he's the hardest playing guy on the floor all the time. He's the ultimate teammate. He gets super fired up whenever his teammates do well. You know, Houston's all about the right stuff, in my opinion. He's a winner.
Yeah, he can shoot. He rebounds, plays defense, lights out, which they need. Amari Allen plays sort of the same way, had 12, 7, and 5, and won the hard hat. But you'll know more when they play St. John's.
Oh, who had Houston leading the team in rebounds last night? Yeah, you learn a lot more when they play St. John's. And it's about to get fun for Alabama fans because you look at this out-of-conference that you've got coming up.
Yeah, who do they play after playing top 5 St. John's at Madison Square Garden?
Well, I've got the schedule right here. I mean, it's insane.
I bet there's a small number next to their name.
Oh,
So go back to
I think it's number 1 Purdue at home.
Yeah,
So go back to the 4 games that Alabama won consecutively without a bye. I mean, this is kind of the gauntlet you've got. So you've got number 5 St. John's, number 1 Purdue, number 17 Illinois, number 21 Gonzaga.
Yep.
And then it lets up with UNLV and Clemson.
UNLV in Vegas. Then there's a in between Clemson and
UTSA, you've got Arizona, who we saw beat the defending champions last night. That game's coming up on December 13th.
Who guards Coa-Pete in that
But
one?
remember, right after Gonzaga and UNLV, there's one more game in Vegas.
Clemson.
Yet to be determined. Clemson's in the ACC
you're right,
Challenge.
you're right.
And there's a good chance that's one of those great ranked teams. If you've done okay out there, it's going to be another really good team.
Yeah, as Nate said in our interview after Ballin' About, when he came over and joined us after their win in that one against Florida State, if our defense doesn't get better, we'll be 2-8 in that stretch.
That's exactly right.
That was his
They
quote.
could be a good team and 2-8 in that
right.
stretch. Okay, a lot of basketball to get to throughout the year. Just wanted to get to that, start things off. Football with LSU and Alabama. Don't want to get away from that big matchup. And then Clay Travis show being brought to you by our friends at Bojangles.
You can make a bow time at Bojangles. Great idea for your high school football tailgates this Friday night as the playoffs get going, or that college football watch party at your house. Bojangles will cater that for you as well. So those hand-breaded crispy tenders, those great dipping sauces, those wonderful sides, all available right now at your local Bojangles. And you can make a bow time on the way to work or taking the kids to school tomorrow with that pork chop griller back for a limited time at Bojangles. Whether it's the tailgate, the college football watch party, breakfast on your way to work, or just lunch and dinner tonight, make it bow time at Bojangles.
And our friends at Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living. Leslie and her board-certified team with no cookie-cutter plan. Everything's designed for you. Special diets to help you with your sleep apnea or other things that may be impacting your life. But if you want to jumpstart your weight loss, she can do that. Go to the website at planforme.com, planforme.com. Way to Wellness has no contracts, no sign-up fees. That first consultation is free. A variety of ways to jumpstart that weight loss, injection therapy, meal replacement. I use these protein bars to keep from bad snacking. It's all right there. Planforme.com, planforme.com. It really works. Way to Wellness, your journey to healthy living.
Hey, some people in the chat room want you to go back and say, boy, Bama's lucky Bethune-Cookman's not in that stretch. They got to play right there.
Yeah. I was happy that kid from North Dakota wasn't there last night.
Eagle Staff.
Eagle Staff. All right. Alabama football now. LSU, Alabama. We've talked Auburn coaching search. We've talked way more basketball than I'd intended. Before Clay gets here, we've got to talk about a huge game in our state. We really haven't talked about it yet for 2 days. LSU, Alabama. Rivalry game, and Alabama with playoff implications. Tonight's the selection show. Alabama's going to be 3 or 4 in the selection committee's eyes tonight. One of these games you can't lose. Here's Alabama coach Kalen DeBoer on what he expects from an LSU team that was projected to be by some national championship contender with a roster, best portal roster in the offseason, all the talent they have, but now an interim coach. Kalen DeBoer, what are you expecting Saturday night at Bryant-Denny?
Well, this is going to be a physical game. It was last year. I think it always has been. That's the tradition here. You can see what their team is made up of. It's physical players. I think they got elite skill, both offensively and defensively, whether it's coverage or being able to win on the perimeter and the running backs as well. So, this rivalry goes way back. You do the introduction with our team and talk about I think it was 1895, if I remember right, doing the research. And that's a lot of games that have happened between these two schools. And so we're looking on looking at this as one of those rivalry games that I was told much about when I first got here. So it's going to be, again, a great environment, a lot of pride, both for our program and theirs as well.
Harlem Berry is a guy to watch. He's come on as a really big running back. To me, Lance, he poses the Ahmad Hardy threat that Alabama had when they went to Missouri.
Yeah, look, I think Harlem Berry is just going to get better and better. 5-star freshman, one of their highest recruited running backs of all time. They just, collectively haven't been able to run the football at all.
Worse than Alabama statistically, and Alabama gets a ton of criticism for it.
Yeah, and I've been really surprised, too. Not only Nussmeier, and look at all this thing goes hand to hand, but, when you look at Aaron Anderson, I thought was going to have a much different season. Barry and Brown coming over from Kentucky.
Well, their offensive line is a mess.
It is, but, they've given up 16 sacks through, what are we looking at, 8 games? Not nearly as bad as some others.
Yeah, there are others that are worse. Again, I go back to the stat I have just mentioned so much when we talk about Alabama is their pass defense is so good. One of the best in the country. And if LSU can't run the ball more effectively than they have, which, by the way, is 15th out of 16 in the SEC in terms of yards per game, if they can't rush it any better than that and you allow Alabama to play defense without having to worry as much about the run, I just don't see how Nussmeier is going to find the air yards against this Alabama pass defense, which will be playing without Drake Kirkpatrick Jr. That's a guy that has given some it's important time for Alabama at moments. It's not
played
exactly,
in all league games.
Yeah, it's not exactly like you're losing a key starter in that, though. But still, I just don't know where Nussmeier is going to find the passing yardage in this game.
I don't either. Yeah, and when you have the interim coach come in, you never know what you're going to get, the galvanization of a team, and maybe that happens with LSU because they've obviously got talent. But this offense has been so lost. This would be, again, it's an unranked team now, so – it gets it's in play, but it is at home, and Kalen DeBoer doesn't lose home games in Bright Day.
Yeah. So this is a scary, scary game. Here comes an offense with talent that has fired a guy who apparently was not good at his job at calling plays. So who knows what you're going to get with a first-time play caller. Frank Wilson's the interim coach. Got a solid defense on the other side. Ty Simpson's now the betting favorite to be the first overall pick in the next NFL draft. Interesting game, rivalry game. We'll see what Alabama does. We'll talk more about that with Clay, but then more later in the show as we hear from the guy charged with stopping LSU, and that's Kane Womack. He'll talk about facing those players and facing an unknown play caller, which presents its challenge for Alabama, double-digit favorite at home against LSU with a ticket price that is really, really low for an LSU-Alabama game. So scary game. Got to have that atmosphere ramped up to make it a home field advantage for Alabama.
And LSU coming off a bye, which stop me if you've ever heard that before if you're an Alabama fan.
Alabama has got Oklahoma next, so coming off a bye. I think 5 teams this year have a bye before Alabama. At least Alabama has a bye as well. Twin Peaks brings you part of the show before we get to Clay.
Yeah, Twin Peaks, home of that signature 29-degree draft. Twin Peaks girls running around in 3D for lunch, dinner, anytime you want to stop in, watch a little college football, the NBA, college basketball. It's all going on right there at Twin Peaks, where no one does happy hour like our friends at Twin Peaks. Whatever your preference. They've got everything from tequila cocktails, an extensive bourbon category, top shelf spirits and cocktails served over the ice balls, local craft beers, handcrafted whiskey cocktails round out that adventurous menu, second to none. And again, don't forget about the 29-degree drafts right there from our friends at Twin Peaks.
If you want a bank that is on your team, it is Central State Bank. They're your hometown bank, serving Shelby County and Tallapoosa County and all of Central Alabama for more than 100 years. If you're chasing dreams of building your business, they've got the tools, the team, the personal touch to help you win. They are trusted. That's how you stay doing this for 100 years. Large enough to serve you, small enough to know you, rooted in community, driven by relationships. Central State Bank, member FDIC.
Follow Scott Forrester on Twitter at ScottForresterTV.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
This hour of The Next Round is presented by the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, now featuring 7 days of giveaways with your chance to win a share of up to $125,000. The more you visit the Birmingham Racecourse Casino, the more chances you have to win.
Hey, let me tell you about our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama. Compassionate and comprehensive urological care with 35 physicians, 17 locations across Alabama. Their patient-centered approach to all of your urological needs. Remember, they've got that new men's health center. It is beautiful, helping men with a wide range of sensitive male issues in a comfortable environment. You can always go online, visit urologycentersalabama.com, schedule an appointment with one of their many urologists today. Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Catch up on all today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
At Central State Bank, we are large enough to serve you and small enough to know you. Manage your money with ease, whether it's mobile banking, hassle-free checking, competitive loans, business solutions, or personalized financial advice. We're your hometown bank with big-time service. Visit us today and experience banking made simple, because at Central State Bank, you come first.
Member FDIC.
When you crave activity like we do, you belong in the Roback family. Get the best golf wear, hoodies, and activewear for men and women at Roback.com. Use promo code TNR20 to get 20% off your order. That's Roback.com, promo code TNR20.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the Next Round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Back with you on the Next Round as we get rolling. Clay Travis joins us here in just a second as we talk college football, including the big one in Tuscaloosa at LSU and Alabama, brought to you by Alabama Power.
Hey, from that first sip of coffee to your late night movie, Alabama Power has your back. They work hard to keep everything running smoothly using the latest tech to keep outages at bay, offering free tools to help you save energy. With teams available 24/7, 365, you can count on Alabama Power to do everything in their power to power everything you do. Check out alabamapower.com to see how they're making the services they deliver even more reliable now and for the future. Let's talk with Clay Travis, founder of Outkick. He's on Fox at Clay Travis on social media. With us now on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. What is up, Clay? How are you?
I'm doing well. How are y'all?
I'm doing fantastic. Thanks a lot. I know Dunaway points out that I start you with Tennessee a lot. I got to start you with Tennessee here because that was a gut punch of a loss. I mean, to outplay them the way you outplayed Oklahoma in the first half and still end up losing that game has to leave you speechless. And especially losing to a kicker wearing booty shorts, that's got to leave you speechless.
Yeah, that was a tough one. I mean, Tennessee blew it. As you mentioned, they should have been up double digits at the half. Completely dominated in many facets. True freshman, I think, is look, I don't have the blocking assignments, but for people who were watching, Tennessee was driving to potentially go up at least 10-0, probably 14-0. And the true freshman right tackle appeared to just totally bust. And as a result, Aguilar got hit blindside. Ball pops out, and then they can't get the guy on the ground who picks up the fumble. And suddenly, you're tied at 7. And Oklahoma obviously later bombs through 2 55-yard field goals and a 51-yard field goal. And Tennessee missed a chip shot, and that's a 12-point swing there, and at least a 10-point swing, maybe a 14-point swing on the fumble return for a touchdown when Tennessee was, I think, around the 25-yard line or so, and looked like they were going to go in to go up double digits. So that's the game. We're kind of in this world where it's not, to me, dissimilar in the NFL. When you come in and your goal is to make the playoffs, I think a lot of people just kind of turn the page. I know that Florida is still out there and Vanderbilt's still out there, but who really cares? Candidly, once you're eliminated in the NFL from playoff contention and you wanted to be there, at least in the NFL, you have the benefit of hoping that you get a better draft pick. There isn't really anything left. I mean, look, 9-3, I guess, is okay, but I don't think most Tennessee fans really care. I know I don't about the rest of the season that much.
Wow. Auburn fans say, hold our beer, Tennessee fans. With that said, obviously Hugh Freeze loses his job over the weekend. From a national perspective, and a guy that grew up in the South, where are you on the Auburn job? And if you were John Cohen and you were allowed to go out and get anybody you could get realistically, who would be your guy?
I don't know. I think a lot of these jobs are really difficult right now. You got a quarter of the SEC that's open, and Lane Kiffin and Eli Drinkwitz possibly could, also move, which would open up another couple of jobs. And when you look at Rhett Lashley and you look at a lot of guys out there, Matt Rule, that are signing these extensions, I think the question is, what is Lane going to do, and what is potentially Drinkwitz going to do? If those guys aren't really interested in moving, I don't know how many proven head coaches there are out there that are for the taking. And so I think Auburn's in a tough spot, because I bet you guys would agree with me. And I know, look, individual coaches can rank individual jobs differently, but I would put Auburn at 3rd behind LSU and Florida, above Arkansas in the SEC. And I think part of this is now like, hey, who's going to go after different guys? What's the pecking order going to be? And when do the Lane Kiffins of the world make a decision to allow you to know, okay, where are we going from here?
Game day deserves the great taste of Coke Zero Sugar, because fan work is thirsty work, just like Clay's talking about, very thirsty work for some SEC teams. But then there's Alabama, and your son Lincoln knows this. The best football in the SEC right now being played maybe by Alabama. What do you make of an interim coach, LSU, coming to town this weekend? Dangerous situation for your middle son's favorite team?
I would be more nervous as an Alabama fan with LSU not having Brian Kelly than I would be with LSU having Brian Kelly, because I think it just raises the swing of potential outcome. If you told me LSU is going to play awful and will be discombobulated and Alabama will dominate them throughout, I would say I could see it. If you told me, hey, this is going to be a Varsity Blues, Johnny Moxon style. Hey, this is, the team is basically coaching itself and LSU comes out and plays the best game of the year. I could see that too, right? So I think the variation is more pronounced in the interim coach era than it would have been with Brian Kelly, if that makes any sense. So I would be a little bit more nervous. And I would say, maybe the same thing about Auburn, right? Because you're just kind of walking into a hornet's nest where the team could be completely rallied and all come together and play unbelievable with no pressure, or they could be in an NIL era. Hey, let's go ahead and mail this in. We just really don't care. Our goals are gone. LSU wanted to be a playoff team. They wanted to be a team in Atlanta. They don't have either of those options. Neither does Auburn. I have no idea what to expect.
Clay Travis on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline. I think everyone knows what to expect tonight as it pertains to the top 4 of the college football playoff rankings. The first one comes out tonight. I don't see a world in which Ohio State, Indiana, Texas A&M, and Alabama are in the top 4. Do you? I mean, that would be a shocker if one of them aren't.
I don't think there's a lot of drama there. I would be surprised if Georgia's not 5.
Yep, I think so.
Honestly, I mean, I think we kind of know the top 5 right now. Honestly, it's kind of hard to even fill in the bottom of the top 10 right now.
Well, I was going to ask you to do that, so that was the follow-up.
I think so. I feel pretty good about 9. Meaning I think Texas Tech I have as my 9 team. I've got BYU in there. I've got Ole Miss in there. I think that's a pretty reasonable, top 8. I think I just ran through. And then I think you kind of start to look around and say, okay, who else is really proven themselves?
I mean, Notre Dame will be in there tonight.
They will, but I personally find it a little bit hard to put Notre Dame above Miami.
I'm fine with you.
But yeah, I mean, how do you do that? How do you? Because right now when you look at the polls, Notre Dame's a top 10 team in both polls, but Miami's way down at 18th. But they're both 6-2, and Miami beat them.
Yeah, but don't you think Notre Dame will be?
I think Notre Dame is a better team.
They will be. Yeah.
And I think but when you have 2 teams with the same record and one team beat the other head to head. To me, it's hard to put the team that lost ahead of the team that beat them.
Yeah, but my counter to that would be that game was at the first part of September, and we are doing this at the first part of November. I mean, things change.
They do, but the best win for Notre Dame is USC, right? I don't think most people out there really think USC is a very good football team. Candidly, I mean, I think there's a decent chance they finish 8-4-ish. And I think there's a very good chance they finish outside the top 25. So, look, I'm not saying that SMU or Louisville are world beaters, but I do think that there has to be some some realization for the actual game that took place on the field. But yeah, I think Notre Dame will be in there. I think you'll have Oklahoma in the mix, close to the top 10. I think you will have, in some way, Virginia, Georgia Tech, Louisville kind of, sniffing around that area, 13, 14, 12-ish. And I don't really see any, colossal surprises that are likely to be out there. I think probably the biggest story to me of sort of looking at the big picture is the ACC looks like a one-bid league, which would open the door for the SEC potentially getting a 5th team in, and or a team in the Big Ten that has 2 losses joining Oregon, Indiana, and Ohio State, who most people, I think, including me and probably you guys, would say right now look to be comfortably, in the playoff.
I got to give you credit. Years ago on this show, you told us that the more and more streaming services break off, that ultimately one day we were collectively going to be paying more than we're paying right now. I couldn't wrap my head around it because, and this is embarrassing, but I was paying over $400 a month with DirecTV with all my boxes and different packages and all that kind of stuff. Jeeves just looked at me like I'm insane. But now, we've got this YouTube ESPN dispute. My head almost exploded because, trying to get Sling and Fubo and all these things ready for the games on Saturday morning. But where are we heading right now? How does this thing get resolved? And what is this thing looking like in the next couple of months?
I don't know, is the easy answer, because Google is a $3.4 trillion company. And so, which owns YouTube. They're not going to suddenly matter, the business to them of if they lose 300,000 YouTube subscribers, they're not running around in Google headquarters like, oh my God, the walls are caving in, right? And Disney's a $200 billion company. To me, the biggest part of this story is Disney is using through ESPN, obviously, the loyalty of SEC fans. And it feels to me like SEC fans are the ones that are the losers here, because one day or other, Google and Disney are going to make up. But in the short term, and it may be longer than we want, if they didn't get it resolved for Monday Night Football, like there's not that many big weeks of college football left. So I don't know that this thing is going to get resolved. And this is one of the downsides, I would say, to one company having all of your games. And I just know there's a lot of frustrated people out there that I empathize with who are college football fans. And they're just saying, man, I'm paying a ton of money. I'm getting gouged and I can't even watch my favorite team play. It just, I get why everybody's frustrated. And by the way, a lot of people went to YouTube because they thought it was a good viewing experience and it saved everybody money. I mean, I've got YouTube in Florida. And I'm going to be down for Thanksgiving in Florida. I'm already thinking, I was talking to my boys the other day. I'm like, we may have to go out and spend the whole day at a sports bar, in order to be able to watch college football games on, what is a great weekend of games, the Thursday, Friday, Saturday, when a lot of these playoff tickets are going to get punched.
Yeah, it's fun. I'm sorry.
I was going to say the commissioner of the SEC actually sent out a link to the Hulu Live TV, which is owned by Disney, which is, that's the people that have the broadcast rights to the SEC.
Look,
it does feel like it's sort of a game.
I am so frustrated with the number of passwords I have to remember.
Oh, that's terrible.
Awful.
And, I'm trying to get logged into the ESPN mobile somewhere and they're constantly shifting. And then I am old school in that I want to have one remote control. I want to sit down in front of my television and I want to be able to jump around from one game to another or set up a multi-view depending on what the text capacity is. And I don't want to have to be signing in and out of all these different streaming services, which inevitably sign you out. And then you can't remember what your password is and you're resetting them all the time. And I think if we went back to like 2007 or 8, we probably reached the apex of sports viewership where you could watch any game you wanted at a reasonable price. And I think most fans would say since then we have gone backwards in terms of ease of access of game and quality of broadcast. And that doesn't even get into the lag time for people out there that have buddies that you're texting with. Depending on your service or you're getting on social media, you can be 30 seconds or a minute behind where plays have happened and everybody's already reacting to it and you haven't even gotten to see it yet.
Oh, I love being that guy with the live antenna, getting it 10, 15 seconds ahead. If I'm pulling it just off the airwaves of the network, local network, of tweeting 15 seconds ahead of everybody else.
I don't
Touchdown,
like you.
Alabama.
I don't like you.
When I care about a lot of games, who actually, this is a little bit of a cheat code, who has the best, most, and by the way, don't even get me started on how awful do you guys notice this? How awful like the game cast is at making, like letting you know what's like, they get down and distance wrong. Yeah. They get the way that the ball is going wrong.
Yeah.
I don't know how they're doing that now, but that's gotten worse too. You can't even track a game on your phone from a game tracker anymore. The ones who do it the best, probably not going to surprise you because they got the most money at stake. But if you go on the gambling apps, they tend to update because they have real-time odds changing faster and more accurately than almost anywhere on the internet.
Hey, congratulations, Balls. The new book, it's out. You can get it on Amazon, How Trump, Young Men in Sports Saved America. A little bit about the book, and then pretty awesome. 100% of all proceeds going to charity?
Yeah, I'm going to hurt my reputation here, but I'm donating all the book proceeds to charity. And I don't know if you guys, I think they announced it, Brown, I think that I'm speaking at the quarterback club and donating the speaking fee to charity there too, in Birmingham here next month.
How are you going to survive, man? The book sales to charity, the speaking engagement to charity.
Not the kind of person to draw attention to myself, but I'm one of the most generous people I know. Look, I've been into when I wrote Dixieland Delight. Candidly, I needed every dollar, and when I wrote On Rocky Top, I needed every dollar. And I really would just like for this book to be widely read. I think it's entertaining. I think it's illuminating in some ways about how we got to the world that we're in right now. And it opens with a man in a women's bathing suit winning a women's NCAA swimming title. That's the opening of the book, the Leah Thomas situation. And I think a lot of sports fans just got fed up. And the book argues, and I bet you guys would probably agree with this, that what's the last most trusted thing in America that Republicans, Democrats, and independents as a group trust to be an objective marker of reality?
I don't even know.
Boy, I mean, what direction do you go here?
Seems like there's an obvious answer. I'm not getting
sports.
Here's my answer. Scoreboard.
Oh, scoreboard. Okay, yeah, okay.
Yeah.
All right,
I mean, it doesn't matter what your background
scoreboard tells
is.
the truth. Yeah.
Scoreboard tells the truth. Most people, like if you're in a crowd and somebody steps on a 3-point line, like the officials trying to make sure whether it's a 2 or a 3, instant replay is designed to tell us objective reality. Hey, is a foot in bounds or not? The ball fumbled or not? Not to say there's not sometimes disputes on that because there are challenges with any instant replay or anything else. But at the end of the game, people say, yeah, that was the score. Most of the time, Auburn fans are like, I beg to differ. But for the most part, I would argue the scoreboard is the last measure of objective reality trusted by everybody. Why is that? Because sports is about the meritocracy. The best man or woman wins, not the best man pretending to be a woman. And so what I'm arguing in the book is that if we could make America look more like sports as opposed to trying to make sports look more like America, that is a good thing overall for the country. And so books out, should be in bookstores everywhere. I would appreciate if people read it, pass it along to somebody else. I wrote every word by myself, as I have with every book I've ever written. A lot of people don't actually write their books in our world, as you guys well know. And so I think it's an entertaining read, and I hope it's an educational one. It's out in bookstores everywhere.
I don't know what more Alabama can do, Clay. The football coach who was the senator is about to be the governor, and the quarterback who won national championships is about to be a lieutenant governor. I don't know how much more we can make our politics look like sports.
You guys could have 3 of the 4 most prominent offices in state directly connected, and Katie Britt's married to a former NFL and Alabama offensive lineman. So I think the state of Alabama may be the most football-dominated power dynamic in the entire country.
It's really stunning, isn't it?
It really hasn't changed.
But so I think a lot of people will enjoy it, and man, I'll tell you, promoting books is a lot of work, and I'm up in New York this whole week doing as many interviews to promote the book as I can, and I hope people will buy it, enjoy it, and most importantly, I hope if you like it, pass it on to somebody else. There's not a lot of readers anymore, and I think as somebody who started off as a writer and still thinks of himself more as a writer than a radio or a TV guy, even if that's not necessarily the case all the time. I'd like to see people reading more and watching video less. So. That's what I still prefer to do.
Yeah, go buy it for charity. Not one dime going to Clay.
Do you know?
That's correct.
Do you know the charities you're benefiting yet, or is that still to be determined?
I'm going to give to a bunch.
Okay.
One of them, we're doing something big at Vanderbilt for First Amendment related issues. I went to the law school there, and so we're working through with Vandy a big donation there, so that's certainly going to be a part of it. But I think I'm directing some of the money to still the hurricane relief in Western North Carolina. A lot of people still dealing with difficulties there. I was on in Asheville today, and it's still a lot of work needing to be done in that area. And maybe I think, I'll talk with Brown about this, but I think there's a good connection with the Birmingham Children's Hospital, I think with the quarterback club. So hopefully we can help out there too.
Yeah, that's who you're benefiting when you speak at the end of the year thing they booked you for. Yeah, is the Children's Hospital of Alabama, which is an incredible operation.
Hey, back to the reading, Clay. I wish I read more. I just don't enjoy it. I don't enjoy it. Both of my kids love reading. Do your kids read?
My oldest reads everything. My youngest reads pretty well. The Bama fan, middle son, I'm not sure that he can read. So that's probably
there you go.
But in all seriousness, we have to work really, really hard with the middle son to get him to read. He just doesn't like it. And the two on either side of him are, my oldest reads everything all day long, every day. The youngest, I think, we got him in the Harry Potter books. He's been very excited about reading those. So my best advice, not that I have great advice on it, because obviously all three of mine are not great readers like I wish they were, but is if you can find something that they like. The rule in my house has always been, and so far they haven't taken advantage of it. We haven't had any pornographic attempted purchases. But if you will read it, I'll buy it for you. So going to a bookstore, my only request, Dad will buy a book as long as you're going to read it. And that's kind of the best encouragement that I've done. But I would credit most of the success I've had to the fact that I've been a lifelong reader. And I think I've got print newspapers in my hotel room right now. I still read the print version of the New York Times, Wall Street Journal. I've got the New York Post because I'm in New York City right now, because I want to see things that the algorithm might not know that I am interested in. And so one of the downsides, I think, of social media is they figure out what exactly you're interested in, but I think you expand your mind or your horizons through often serendipity, where you're flipping through and there's an article that the algorithm might not know you'd be interested in. And that's what I like about the newspaper is I never know what the next page is going to have and whether or not I'm going to suddenly get enraptured by a story that I wouldn't have otherwise seen if I hadn't had the print newspaper in front of me.
Interesting angle.
Yeah. Clay Travis, founder of Outkick. Balls is the name of the book if you want to go support charity and enjoy a good book. Clay, thank you very much for the time. Have a great week.
All right, will do. I'll see y'all.
All right, buddy. Take care. Clay with us on the Alexander Shinara Trial Attorneys Hotline.
Hey, a couple of sponsors to tell you about. One of them is our friends at Inverness Country Club, LT.
The Inverness Country Club, they've got memberships that fit everyone. Childcare is also a big plus. We've got a lot of friends that are members out there. They love dropping the kid when they go have dinner with friends, knowing the kid is safe on site. Maybe you relocated to retired. Inverness, a great place to network. Again, they've got memberships that fit everyone from the social membership to the golf membership. Best days happen there. To take a tour of this club, call Aaron, 205-991-8608. That's 205-991-8608. Make sure you tell the guys from the Next Round sent you. For more information, ICCalabama.com.
All right, and our Bojangles tender moment of the day, Brownie.
It can be a tender moment for you at the high school football playoffs, college football watch parties with the chicken tenders from Bojangles, hand-braided chicken tenders with those great dipping sauces and the wonderful sides to go with it. You can make it bow time for you, whether it be lunch today or dinner tonight or any football over the weekend. Let Bojangles enhance that party with those great chicken tenders from our friends at Bojangles, where it is always bow time.
Tender moment of the day is Major League Baseball. The Braves have hired Walt Weiss as their new skipper, their new manager with the Rockies' 2013 to 2016 bench coach last year. Walt gets a chance now to manage the Atlanta Braves. That's very exciting. By the way, 25.5 million people watched Game 7 the other night of the Dodgers-Blue Jays. And when you factor in, and they haven't done this yet, the numbers in Japan and Canada, it'll be the most watched baseball game in decades, they're saying, maybe back to the 70s.
I think, obviously the benefit of a seventh game, a major market like Los Angeles, but I also think this dispute with YouTube. Some people didn't have ESPN
right.
and they had Fox.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah.
you had Nebraska and USC, but you didn't have all the other options.
Yeah, and the game ended, the main football games, which for us was Auburn, Kentucky, and then Oklahoma, Tennessee, right as that 9th inning was getting underway. So it was a natural transition just to go from the football games that really mattered, because Cincinnati, Utah was already a blowout at that point, to the 9th inning. It was perfect timing.
Yeah, and in New York, Chicago, and Los Angeles, they don't really care as much
not
about
at all.
college football. Hey, the show being brought to you by Michelson Laser Vision as well. They bring you Tyler and LT's viewing menu every day. Tell us about Michelson.
Yeah, 205-969-8100 to view life in 4K. Go see our friends, the Michelsons, Dr. Mark Michelson, Dr. Jen Michelson, 205-969-8100. Ask for Amy Toa, the next round sent you. She's going to hook you up with a hassle-free consultation, 0 to lose, to find out if LASIK is right for you. If you wear contacts or glasses, you're wasting money each and every year. I'm speaking from experience. I got the procedure done in 2003, still have 20/15 vision, better than 20/20. For more information, michelsonlaservision.com.
All right. First off, Netflix has added Godzilla -1 to its catalog. I think it's a fantastic movie.
Great movie.
Some of my favorite parts of the movie have nothing to do with Godzilla. It's just the banter between the different characters while they're on the boat looking for Godzilla. It reminds me a lot of some of the more lighthearted parts of Jaws, and it works really well. And we got an announcement yesterday that the sequel has entered production, and it will be called Godzilla -0.
Oh, nice. A lot of human element, human spirit. What the main character overcomes, the whole village. I mean, it's a really, now it's all subtitled, so be prepared for that.
Oh, no, you lost me. Not big on the subtitles.
You just have to read for an
I
hour.
know, exactly.
That is the one thing I don't mind reading. And again, I've said this before.
Subtitles.
I will forget something is in Japanese. I'll think it's in English if it's really well done.
If you watch To Kill a Mockingbird with subtitles, do you count that as having read To Kill a Mockingbird?
I actually read To Kill a Mockingbird.
Okay.
But no.
That was an example.
No.
Though. Like, okay,
No.
all right, so you wouldn't count.
But I'm just saying that if you see something really good, doesn't matter what the foreign language is, if you get caught up, just stop yourself and you're like, I don't even know that I'm reading. You know, you're watching a good product.
Yeah,
in my
you're just
opinion.
immersed in it
Yeah.
and absorbing all of it. And Godzilla -1 does that very well. Next up, we got a new comedy series on Paramount Plus called Crutch. It's a spinoff of The Neighborhood, which I have not seen, and it stars Tracy Morgan. A Harlem widower's empty nest plans get disrupted when his millennial son and free-spirited daughter move back in, forcing him to navigate new family dynamics and redefine his priorities. So I like Tracy Morgan, so maybe this will be
Give it a
good.
whirl.
Or maybe it's just a cash grab, but no telling. And then finally, Tubi has added White Boy Rick to its catalog. I've been meaning to watch this. I love based on a true story crime movies, and this is based on Richard Wersch Jr., who became an undercover informant for the FBI during the 1980s and ended up getting arrested and sentenced to prison for drug trafficking. He became an informant to protect his dad, who was selling guns illegally.
Yeah, I saw it. Matthew McConaughey's in it. We got him coming up on 4 Downs. It was good. It wasn't great. I'll tell you what I started that you brought up was the Martin Scorsese documentary on Apple.
Oh, how is it?
It's good. It's good, yeah.
I'll have to check it out.
Seen a couple. You know, it goes first episode, kind of his upbringing, how he got into film, and then it transitions to his relationship with Robert De Niro. And there's a lot of layers to it, but I've only seen 2 of the episodes, but it's good.
Alrighty, and that's all I've got for today.
That's what Tyler and LT's watching. By the way, Brown always makes fun of my friends' nicknames. One of them is White Boy Rick.
No, it isn't.
It is. White
You
Boy Rick.
got a nickname. A guy named White Boy Rick.
Is his name Rick?
His name's Rick.
Is he white?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, White Boy Rick.
That would be irony if not.
No, I was just checking. You know, a lot of tinies are really, really big.
That's true. That's a good one.
Yeah, well,
Fat guy named Skinny.
White Boy Rick. Yeah.
White Boy Rick.
Absolutely. He's on a few Vegas trips with us.
Oh,
It's always
WBR.
good. Hey, trade deadline today, 3 o'clock in the NFL, so some fun may be happening there. We'll talk about our upset alert when we come back. Quickly, before we go to break, Cardinals beat the Cowboys last night. 5 sacks a key in that one, 27-17. Jacoby Brissett played maybe better than Kyler Murray's played lately. 261 and 2 touchdowns. Cowboys in disarray.
Well, yeah, the Cowboys are in disarray, and it's funny that they went out and added a piece today. So Jerry Jones blindly thinks they're still in the mix at 3-5-1. On the other side, you know, my one, best friend Drew loves the Cardinals, and he texted me last night, I don't ever want to see Kyler again. I'll take Jacoby Brissett.
Oh, no, you won't. He's been my starter, too.
Well,
don't get in love with Jacoby Brissett.
No, but Jacoby, a guy that's been 6 different teams in 10 years, they just play different with Jacoby. Kyler is just made of glass.
Oh, he gets hurt a lot. Jacoby Brissett was my starter in Miami for a little bit. I don't think you want to sign yourself up for that one.
Yeah. Interesting.
He did look good last night, though.
Interesting deadline today. Mika Fitzpatrick, former Alabama star, could be traded by the Dolphins.
Yeah,
They're
they've already
shopping him.
dealt Jalen Phillips. They say a lot of people are saying Miami should be open to trading anybody. One former Alabama star that they've said it will take a king's ransom to get is Jalen Waddle. They call him a +1 guy. I'd never heard this phrase until now. No, a 1+ guy. A 1+ guy. Do you know what that is?
He's so good, I need a first-round draft pick plus.
Plus something.
Yep.
That's right. That's what they call Jalen Waddle in the draft world, is a 1+ guy.
Well, I mean, what is Jalen, 25, 26?
Yeah, I think actually 27 now, believe it or not. But
if I'm the Chiefs with running out of time, Patrick Mahomes, I would go get him and give him my first-round draft pick next year. Because this is it.
Yeah.
This is it for, Kelsey, and you only get, that defense is only going to be so good for so long. I mean, I would run this Mahomes thing as long as I can. I'd go get Waddle. I wouldn't care about
if
the first
I was
round.
the Colts. I mean, as good as Michael Pittman Jr. has been, Tyler Warren's been fantastic. Alec Pierce is a nice deep threat. But Waddle could make that offense even more exciting. So there's a lot of suitors for Jalen Waddle out there. But yeah, I mean, we initially heard couple of weeks ago that he was on the block, and now when you go 1+, somebody might be willing to pay that, though.
Trey Hendrickson, the Bengals, first-round draft pick. They still want that. Chris Olave and the Bills are interested in talking, so maybe some big moves coming up. Nothing like the biggest moves of all time, quickly. Biggest in-season trade at the deadline ever. Herschel Walker, 1989. 18 players and draft picks involved.
Yeah, the Dallas Cowboys turned it into a Super Bowl dynasty, basically.
Yeah, and Herschel only played 3 years.
Yep.
The second biggest of all time, according to Yahoo Sports, Chris McCaffrey a few years ago in 2022 from the Panthers to the 49ers. The 49ers gave up their second, third, fourth, and fifth round picks. It looks like a steal now to give up your whole draft.
For Christian McCaffrey?
Yeah, but Christian McCaffrey,
when he's on the field, he still is a dominant player, and he did get him to a Super Bowl.
Third biggest in-season trade of all time, according to Yahoo, Eric Dickerson to the Colts.
Happened on Halloween night.
You hated it, didn't you?
I did not like it. No, that was my favorite Ram at that point.
I know.
1987.
He was dressed up as a cowboy, believe it or not.
Fourth biggest trade of all time, involving the Rams as well. Jalen Ramsey to the Rams in 2019.
Yeah.
From the Jags? Was he at the Jags then?
He was at the Jags, yeah.
And the fifth biggest one was Marshawn Lynch in 2010, in-season trade to the Seahawks. I can't remember where Marshawn was.
Where was he playing before the Seahawks?
Marshawn before the Seahawks was...
I only remember him as a Seahawk.
Me too.
I mean, if Lance can't remember it.
It had to be somebody who
Marshawn Lynch.
Wait, don't tell me. I need to look at the uniforms. Just let me see here.
Oh yeah, I remember this now. How did I forget this?
Marshawn Lynch was.
If I had to guess in my head, I'd say Carolina.
No, Marshawn Lynch was.
I don't know how I forgot it. That should be a clue for you.
You were just looking at uniforms.
Was he a Patriot?
He was a Bill.
Oh, Bill.
I'd forgotten all about that. He used to play against my team.
Yeah,
and I
How
forgot
about that? All right, trade deadline today. Upset alert when we come back. Show being brought to you by a couple of great folks. One of them is our friends at Gutter Cap. Tell us about Gutter Cap.
Our man C. Stu at Gutter Cap. He is ready to serve you. Come out and give you that absolutely free estimate. Nothing to lose to find out what Gutter Cap's going to cost you, because the last thing you want to do with these leaves falling is get on the roof. You slip, you fall, you snap the neck and die. No good to the wife or kids. Cap it, don't snap it. 205-823-2212. Right now, 45% off the retail price. Make sure you tell him the next round sent you. He's going to hook you up. For more information, guttercapbirmingham.com.
And our friends at Urology Centers of Alabama, there to take care of you guys, from prostate health to kidney stones, everything in between. Listen, 70 years, over 70 years, UCA, Urology Centers of Alabama, just call it UCA, Jim, it's easier, has provided state-of-the-art patient-centered urological care with integrity and compassion. Phone that number right there, 205-930-0920, 205-930-0920, urologycentersalabama.com. 16 locations, great urologists. They'll take care of you. urologycentersalabama.com.
Yo, kinfolk, what's good, man? Let me holler at you for a minute. You know how life can be life. You're out there chasing that dollar. Every dollar is accounted for going somewhere. Then all of a sudden, bam! Out of nowhere, a car accident. All I had to do was hit up my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorney. You already know when that dude Alex pulls up the trial, he shuts down the litigation situation. Yo, go to Shannara.com. Hit him up at 659-777-7777.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation that legal services provided are better than any other provider.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Stop by the New York Butcher Shop and pick up the finest in certified Angus prime beef steaks and burgers, premium pork chops, ribs, and all-natural chicken cut to order just for you. Their chef-prepared entrees and side dishes are the perfect dinner-to-go choice for your family and are ready to heat at home. With a great selection of fine wines and desserts, the New York Butcher Shop is your one-stop dinner shop. 2 locations to serve you, Cahaba Heights and on Highway 119 in Greystone. The New York Butcher Shop, rare quality, well-done service.
Remember the name Way to Wellness if you're battling weight loss in your life. I'm Jim Dunaway from the Next Round. There was a time I was over 216 pounds until Way to Wellness helped me lose 45 pounds, and now for over 2 years, they've helped me keep that weight off. Here's their website, aplanforme.com, aplanforme.com. That's a great name for a website because there's no cookie-cutter plan. Everything is designed specifically for you. No contract, no sign-up fees, and your first consultation is free at Way to Wellness.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Catch up on all of today's Next Round on demand through the podcast platform of your choice. Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcasts. Wherever you listen, always like, follow, subscribe, and turn on automatic downloads so you never miss any part of the Next Round.
Get all your favorite Next Round gear all in one place, nextround.store. From our Next Round hats to the logo tees to the all-time best-selling Y'all Can Have the Rest shirt, you can look your best by shopping with us at nextround.store. Take the Next Round anywhere with nextround.store.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between 2 warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Back with you on the Next Round Upset Alert in just a second, but I want to give you a little more Alabama prepping for LSU to come to town, brought to you by our friends at Odie's, always prepping for a great lunch or dinner, and then live music on the weekends.
Oh, how about the Diablo sandwich with the weather a little cool
so
out
good.
there? I'll get you a cold beer, a delicious IPA to complement the Diablo sandwich, but the award-winning wings, delicious burgers, great sandwiches like that Diablo, all served up from our man Rodney Davis for almost 4 decades now. 2 locations, the original in Crestline, newest location in Edgewood. Fantastic food at both. Live music every Thursday and Friday at both. Wednesday night, the original location in Crestline. We will be out there doing Odie's team trivia. Get in, see Will Haver and those great staffs. Birmingham Institution, it's Odie's Tavern.
Listen, LSU's defense is good, right?
Very good.
Very good. Okay, not just good.
Yeah, I think they're very good.
Yeah. Blake Baker has changed it. It's been different this year. Alabama's biggest problem right now offensively is
running the ball.
Does that concern you guys, or are you just comfortable? You're just say, hey, we're never going to run the ball.
As good as LSU's defense is, though, it's 10th against the run. So there are teams that have had success. In fact, let me tell you what has happened lately, Jim, if you don't mind. There are some teams that have had some success running the football on LSU. Texas A&M had 224. Now a lot of that came from the quarterback spot, and Alabama is not going to do that. Vandy had 239. South Carolina, as inept as their offense is, ran the ball 45 times for 193 yards on them. Ole Miss, whose Kejuan Lacey is a good running back, 45 carries, 166. So of late, actually, they've given up. Really, once they got to conference play, a lot of their rush stats are built on the pre-conference.
Yeah, I mean, because they are still 51st overall in rush yards.
Yeah.
They're giving up 134 per game. And Alabama's only averaging 118. So if you're Bama, what's your philosophy? Do you go into this and you try to establish the run? I do think you've got to find a semblance of the run game moving forward if you are going to, not only close this thing out 11-1, go to Atlanta and play for an SEC championship, but if you want to make noise once you get to the postseason, you've got to find some semblance of a run game.
If you're going to beat Ohio State, if there's ever that game, you're going to have to be able to run it a little. I thought they ran it just enough at Georgia to win the game. If you can keep duplicating that. Here's Ryan Grubb yesterday on the message to his guys about running the football.
The LSU game last year was kind of this, time for Alabama to kind of emerge in the run game, and I'm curious about what your message is to a guy like Jam or Daniel Hill, guys that could see an opportunity to kind of break through and kind of set the tone for the rest of the November in the run game.
Well, I think it's each room. There's a message that has to happen. Just about getting excited about running the football. I think there's a piece there too for the coaching staff that it can't be the woe is me, dog cussing them every time something doesn't work. It's got to be like, let's get excited about running the friggin' ball. Let's get excited about fixing some of the issues that we clearly are seeing on film, and let's go out there and flex on some people a little bit. And I think that the guys have kind of taken that mentality going into this game that. We can run the ball and we can be effective doing it, not just like a subpar average team. We can run it well, and I'm looking for the guys to go out there and prove that.
Yeah, last year was, it was Jalen Milroe, 185 yards, averaging over 15 yards per. That's just something you never see. That's an outlier.
Yeah. That's not a traditional run game. And for the ones you named, Brownie, just there against LSU, Trinidad runs it well. Diego can run it well. Lenores can run it well.
Reed runs it
Marcel
really well.
Reed runs it as good as anybody in the country.
Yeah.
So I don't know how much of those yardage you gave me were traditional runs or quarterback runs.
It's hard to know. I'd have to go look at that, obviously. But here's what I'll say about Alabama in conference play. I'm just going to talk conference play here. They've averaged in conference 116 rush yards per game, 116 per game. But listen to this. Even averaging 116 per game, here are their rush attempts per game. 38, 44, 32, and then 23 against South Carolina. Only once have they been below 30.
Yeah.
And that is really important. I will give Ryan Grubb credit for this.
Yeah, you can't
abandon
abandon
give
it.
up.
Yeah.
He doesn't give up. He knows it's running clock. It's playing at a time of possession. It's keeping your defense sidelined. And you've also got a quarterback and a good enough receiving core that you can bail yourself out of some thirds and mediums and thirds and longs.
Yeah, they've been really good at third down. Some of that's been because it's been 3rd and 5 and not 3rd and 9. Or in Auburn's case a lot this year, 3rd and 11 and 12s when it's gone a little backwards. That's a little bit more on LSU and Alabama. Time for our upset alert before you hit the open. Tell us about New York Butcher Shop, LT.
Great place to go enjoy those huge deli sandwiches for lunch or dinner. You're probably going to have to pack up half of it, take it home, or you can just pick up some of the great meats on your way home, from the ribs, the chicken, the steaks, the pork, the fresh made house insides every single day, from the mac and cheese, goat cheese mashed potatoes, my favorite, those baked beans, delicious desserts, fantastic selection of wine as well. 2 locations. Get in, see Jim and the Great Butchers, the original Cabo Heights, Highway 119 in Greystone, one-stop dinner shop, rare quality, well-done service. It's the New York Butcher Shop.
The College Football Spotlight.
Sound the alarm. College football's upset alert.
It is the Shannara Spotlight, brought to you by our guy Alexander Shannara, trial attorneys. When you're in need of an attorney, Shannara.com. Shannara.com. That is where you start. You don't pay a dime unless they win your case. He wanted to create a firm, Alexander did, that could handle any issue his community faced. He's done it. They now not only handle personal injury claims, but claims for fire and storm damage, bad drug and device claims, disability, workers' compensation, and a host of other claims. Again, when you find yourself in need of an attorney, Shannara.com, Shannara.com.
All right, first of all, let's give them the rules of how we do Upset Alert. It's ripped directly from the Superdog on College Game Day, out of all due respect to them. Minimum spread plus 4.5, 5 points for a cover, 5 points for a spread for outright win. We got rid of the 1 point for a push very quickly when I said we'd never change the rule. That's why those emojis are at the bottom there. Standings look like this now. Again, 2 more outright winners. I don't know if we even have Brooks's pick, who's off today. Maybe somebody will get him to send that.
I've tried to do so. Brooks has yet to respond.
It's not even Sunday. Forrester, 75.5. leading the way with 5 outright winners. Brown, Bandit, 73 with 4 outright winners. I'm holding at 56.5 with 3 outright winners. And then here comes LT and Brooks. Outright winners last week, second time for each of them this season. 48 for LT, within striking distance now. Brooks with 35, back into the hunt. Everybody has at least 2 outright winners.
I mean, 16 through 10 weeks of college football. I mean, 1.5 per week is what we're doing right there. And if you play the money line, you're winning money.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
Now, we're all in our Rowback gear, rowback.com, promo code TNR20 to get wonderful.
I didn't even notice.
Yeah, wonderful gear there. Great for the holidays. Rowback.com, promo code TNR20. I'll start us off.
You said this. I don't know who you're going with. You said this is their best logo.
Yep, this is the logo I put on there. It's an alternate helmet. When I play this team, I often start my dynasty with this team.
Okay. New Mexico State. Aggies.
Why would you say New Mexico State?
I mean, you're starting a team in a dynasty. I was just guessing.
You know I start with a bad team.
You start with a bad team.
You know me so well. But
I do, unfortunately.
Look-ahead games are so important in college.
That's right.
Sometimes you can get caught looking ahead.
Trap game.
And you go on the road in a look-ahead game. Coming up, a team has to go play at Bill Burgess Stadium in a massive Conference USA game coming up.
That's right. It's going to be Kennesaw State.
Kennesaw State's on the road this week against New Mexico State.
Oh, look at me calling it.
Plus 9.5.
How'd you call it? I have no earthly idea, but what a good logo.
Plus 9.5. Give me New Mexico State at home, beating the 6-2 unbeaten in conference play Kennesaw State Owls. Who that says that New Mexico State
You
can't
weren't
win
gonna
that game?
You weren't going to try the Cowboy, were you?
No, it's the worst logo. That's a much better New Mexico State logo.
I do like that logo.
Put it on the side of their white helmets. It is fire.
So you're saying Kennesaw State's looking ahead to the Big C, Little O, CKS, and that's gonna trip them up in the desert.
And oftentimes when you're looking ahead to the Big C, Little O, CKS,
that's right.
You get
serious trouble.
You sometimes get sideswiped by a Cowboy.
You can on occasion. That can happen, yes.
Who's
I'll go next. Okay, everybody's talking about James Madison. Maybe they're 4th shortest odds right now to make the college football playoff.
Who needs
in the
Signetti?
Group 5? But they've got to go to Huntington, West Virginia to take on the Thundering Herd of Marshall. Again, I don't love this, but I need to play double-digit dogs. They have won 12 of their last 13 in Huntington. They've covered 11 of their last 14. So here we go. Marshall plus the points. I'll take them. We'll see what happens. The block letter is the most difficult. It was a mess.
Yep.
Brown has completely blown the load of every green marker up here.
I get blamed for that. I don't think I've had a green logo this season, but somehow, Tyler, I have been blamed for the green marker.
Wait, have you had the mean green?
No.
You haven't had North Texas?
I have not played North Texas. I have not played Tulane.
Baylor?
I have not played Baylor.
Yeah.
I mean, I have not played a green logo all year. I cannot be blamed for the green. I
There
cannot.
is green backgrounds because we've had a problem with people doing very dark, thick backgrounds.
Jim, I've not touched the green.
No, there is a chance that in 5 years of using this thing that I bought one day on the way in at Target when it opened at 7 a.m. to do the
It's
dry
not the
erase
whiteboard.
board.
We need new ones, but it's not. It is the green marker. It's out.
That maybe the
sheen is
sheen
gone.
is off of these things that.
I do think in mine I hit some spots when I'm
That's
coloring
right.
that feels like the sheen is going. It wouldn't. We need to order 3 new boards. Mine has fallen apart too. I've had to tape up the corners here.
Yeah.
I mean, these things are cheap.
They're so cheap.
They're disposable
Yeah,
at this point. Yes.
Yeah, buy the Made in America ones. They're
I
better.
will. I will. I
Please
like
do.
shopping made in America, but no green logos for me, so I cannot be blamed for the green marker.
No Brooks today. He'll send us his pick. Let's go to the back row to the leader, Scott Forster, by just a little bit.
It has shrunk of late.
What's your lead?
My lead.
Oh, okay.
My lead.
Yeah.
There was shrinkage.
Talking about my lead.
Yeah, big C, little O, CKS.
Yeah.
Never shrinks.
Yeah.
Scott was in the pool.
I was in the pool.
There was shrinkage.
All right. So I went with one of my 2 college alma maters last week that didn't go great. The Blazers got waxed.
But here we go.
So we're going with the other one.
Interim.
Hugh is gone. Hope is back.
Oh boy, here we go.
We're going to a bold battle up in Nashville. Some referee that looks really familiar is going to lose control.
That looks like me.
DJ's going to come out on top. We're not so dang close anymore. Give me Auburn plus 6.5.
Straight up.
RIP to Vandy's playoff hopes. And who's this?
Oh, is that John Summerall?
Maybe. Somebody's looking at him through a rangefinder down there. I don't know.
Was that him like Batman?
Could be.
Look how happy DJ Durkin is after he knocked out.
That is a small number.
6.5.
Yeah, and it's gone down from 7.5.
We got him in the graveyard.
I mean, I love this. The Auburn bat signal. Hugh Freeze is bird watching. It's John Summerall, Batman.
It's a rangefinder, Jim.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm telling you though, man, you win this game, DJ Durkin's going to inch a little closer to being the guy.
I can't believe we're saying that about Vandy, but here we are.
Yeah. All right. I was hoping, man, that somebody would pop up out of that grave. I love your pop up out of graves things. All right, let's bring in the bandit.
Boys, what's happening?
Yeah, you got the brown Roback hoodie on.
That's right. That's right. Brown gave me this. What a nice guy
Wow.
he is. Yeah, what a nice guy he is.
Would you give him just plays?
I give him plays. I give him free money.
I give him
basically.
winners.
Some winners.
He gives
Winner,
me
winner,
hoodies,
chicken
I give him
dinner.
winners.
That's right. That's a heck of a trade for him. I get hoodies, he gets winners. I get hoodies, he gets winners. I'm glad October is over. You remember that bit? I'm glad October is over. They call it Locktober sometimes.
You're one of my favorite cover bands.
I know. Let's just play the hits. We're going to go to the Big Ten this week. And do you guys remember back when CBS used to show college football at 2:30 every Saturday?
Yeah.
Y'all remember those days?
Yeah. They pared it down.
They're doing it again. They pared it down.
Really?
Yeah, they're doing it again this weekend. They're back. CBS is back. They're going to show a 2:30 game.
Oh, they
this
got
week.
a great game this
They
weekend.
do. It is Oregon at Iowa. So welcome back, CBS. Like, YouTube's like, we're not carrying ESPN anymore. CBS is like, we'll do a game. So they're going to do a 2:30 game again. So
Gary, where you be at?
We've dug up. I got it. We've dug up Brad. We've dug up Gary. I don't know. And we've dug up Jenny Dell? Question mark?
Yeah. Jenny Dell.
Is that the sideline?
That's her.
There we
You
go.
don't have to dig her up.
No,
she's always front and center.
Jenny's still front and center. But we dug up Brad, we dug up Gary, and was like, you boys go do another game. So they're going to do a game this week. It's going to be Iowa, and it's going to be Oregon. And Iowa is going to win this game outright. 6.5 points right here that the bird's eating. The Hawkeye with a mullet is eating right now.
I was going to say, you drew it like a mullet.
Oh, that's a heck of a logo.
Yeah.
Don't criticize that logo.
That's a good logo.
Is that a good logo?
Yeah.
Thank you.
I hope you're
feel
right
like
on this
we're
one.
too big of a flat top.
I
mean, he does have a mullet for a Hawkeye.
It's a Hawkeye with a mullet. He's eating those 6.5 points. You know why he's eating them, Tyler?
Because we don't need them.
We don't need them. 6.5 points. Iowa beats the Oregon Ducks in the very aviary game, Hawkeyes and Ducks. They win it outright. So congrats. Welcome back, CBS. Thanks for doing a game this weekend.
Yeah. Joe Klatt not on the call.
No Joe Klatt.
I
no.
cannot believe they passed on that
I
game.
really cannot either. I don't know who's picking the games for Fox. It ain't Klatt for sure.
Feels like it was a late ad. I'm looking at the logo. I'm not. You're so spot on. Usually, it does not have that flat spot right there. It's more
small board.
Yeah, you were running out of.
I ran out of space. I didn't really plan ahead.
But that is good.
I did that part first right there. Actually,
well, you
killed a
wiped
black
out another marker.
Killed a black marker. Hey, by the way, a lot of people pointing out in the chat room, I showed up late for this, so I don't know what this discussion means, but they're like, if you want to see the culprit for the green marker, who has picked Florida the most this year? A lot of green in that logo.
Whoa.
I don't know. I don't even know what that means.
Twice you've drawn the Florida marker twice.
Yeah, it's a green marker right there. Is that what that means?
The Gator logo twice.
Yeah. I think Brooks was the last one to do the Gators.
I think he was.
And I think he did the full whiteboard.
Well. I heard this growing up, Lance. My father, Vincenzo told me on his deathbed.
He held me in his arms.
He held me in his arms. And he said, when one finger points at somebody else, 3 more point back at you.
Okay.
You'll want to remember that today as the day goes.
Yeah. Brooks, respond. Where are you, Brooks?
Okay. So let's
he's at home. He's been able to watch our plays now.
Oh, that's true.
And he's going to be able to
Smart. Brooks a step ahead.
Make a play off of ours and try to get a winner. Yeah. I noticed last week, didn't he just follow your lead?
Yeah, I think he did.
Yeah.
I really don't know.
That's what he should do.
Who did he
again.
have last week?
I don't remember.
That's our upset alert. Brought to you today by our friends at Michael's, and a look ahead to some great upsets that are going down this weekend. We always get one right, so one of these teams is going to be so happy come Saturday morning, afternoon, or night.
205-969-8100. I hope it's Brown, actually. I hope
thank you.
I want Iowa to win this game straight up.
Hawkeyes.
205-969-8100. If you're wearing the contacts, you're wearing the glasses.
It's going to shock you. I hope it's me.
Wasting money each and every year. Make the phone call that I made back in 2003. Dr. Mark Michelson, the first to perform the laser procedure in the state of Alabama, 1995. 205-969-8100 or michelsonlaservision.com.
By the way, I had a cover going last week until the California.
Until it wasn't, right?
Yeah, that's the way it works.
34-second pick six.
Yeah. By the way,
24-21 turns quickly to 31-21 that way.
Brooks had NC State. That was an outright winner.
That's a good play.
Yeah, that was a
Who'd
good
you
play.
have?
Last week I had Kentucky.
Yeah.
You did. Hugh Freeze was coaching, right?
I tried to talk you into Kansas State, remember?
Oh, yeah, you did.
Yeah, that would have been a mistake.
My 2 last week, the Brown Bandits 2 last week were Kansas State and Cincinnati.
Yeah.
And Brown Bandit went Cincinnati, and I remember thinking, boy, he's going to hope he went Kansas State. I watched both those games. Didn't matter.
Nope.
Yeah.
Neither one particularly close.
You know what I did?
What's that, Jim?
For the 4th week in a row, my whacked out lost outright. Remember last
Who'd
week?
you have?
Miami.
Oh, yeah, at SMU.
Oh, my gosh.
Yeah. So
right.
4 weeks in a row,
Yeah,
my whacked out.
We're going to have to pay attention
Trend
to this.
and our angle
has gone the other way.
Yeah, that whacker is getting.
Yeah, Auburn against Bethune-Cookman.
If I would just pick my upset alert off of my whacked out
You'd
Wednesday.
be in the lead right now.
Yeah, I'd be running away with it. All right. When we come back, final hour of the show includes 4 downs, trash still to come, and more on the big college football games. Who said that Urban Meyer interviewed for the Penn State job and Penn State turned him down? There's somebody reporting that, whether you believe it or not, and why they turned him down. When we come back, right here on the next round, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Friday, we're where?
We are going to be at the Rabbit Hole Friday, rain or shine. I did talk to our man Mark Welch, and he said they've got a beautiful, which we know this, patio out back that is covered. So we will be out there if it's raining. If not, if you've been out and seen us before, right there on the strip, we'll be on that main stage. Either way, we're going to be at the Rabbit Hole from 11 to 2 with great Bud Light merch, Bud Light specials, getting ready for LSU Alabama this weekend.
We'll be back in a moment. This is the next round, brought to you by Bud Light, easy to drink, easy to enjoy.
Take the next round anywhere you go with official Next Round gear. Buy yours today at nextround.store.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama. No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
What are you waiting for? It's non-stop gaming action at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Come play more than 900 of the latest and greatest games around, featuring fun bonuses and big jackpots. You can wager and win on horse and greyhound races from all over the world. There are more ways to win at Birmingham Racecourse Casino. Birmingham Racecourse Casino, located off I-459 exit 31 Derby Parkway. Must be 21 or older.
What a matchup we've got, folks. Just nonstop action. The energy is electric and the fans are all in. An intense game like this calls for a Coca-Cola. Ah, crisp and refreshing. That's a game changer. Yeah, that taste scores every time. And just like that, they're back at it. Passionate fans and an ice-cold Coca-Cola. Now that's a winning combo. No matter the team, no matter the sport, everyone knows fan work is thirsty work. Enjoy a Coca-Cola.
To everyone who craves a fresh meal made just for you, let our team member Jacob share what's special about Culver's.
In Wisconsin, our food comes from the heart, and taking the time to handcraft your meal with care is how we've always done it at Culver's. It's why your Butterburger doesn't touch the grill until after you order.
Come to Culver's and let us serve you a Butterburger, made special just for you. From Wisconsin with love, welcome to Delicious.
Next Round shirts, Next Round hoodies, and Next Round hats all in one place, nextround.store. Find your favorite piece of gear from your favorite show and put it in your rotation. You never know, you might be in one of our videos showing Next Round gear being worn all over the world. Find all of your favorite Next Round gear by visiting nextround.store. Place an order for you and that big Next Round fan in your life at nextround.store. Look your best at work, at school, at the stadium, or anywhere you go wearing Next Round gear from nextround.store.
Twin Peaks is the best in the game. Here, you're in the red zone for every college rivalry and divisional matchup all season long. I mean, where else are the scenic views as good as your view of the game? Only at Twin Peaks, the #1 sports bar.
Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemphill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemphill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemphill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemphill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
It's bow time. Tired of choosing between sweet and savory? Why not have both? Introducing Bojangles' new chicken and bowberry waffles. The bold Cajun chicken filet you love, now drizzled with a bowberry honey glaze and sandwiched between two warm waffles. Which means your favorite meal of the day just met your new favorite dish. And lucky for you, it's served all day. But it's only here for a limited time, so try chicken and bowberry waffles at Bojangles today. It's bow time.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown. Live from the Birmingham Racecourse Casino Studios, the next round, presented by Bud Light, is on now.
Rolling into the final hour now, always brought to you by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com. It doesn't matter if it's hot or cold, rainy or sunny outside. Whether it's springtime, fall, or summer or winter, Sterling has been dealing for over a decade the best lunch and dinner possibility when it comes to good Southern comfort food. That's what you get there. That chicken's brined overnight. It's cooked to order. When you come in, you place the order. That's when it's cooked. It's piping hot when it comes out. Hand-cut chicken fingers, in-house made sides and desserts. But those Mississippi Delta recipe tamales are so, so good. Get by there and enjoy Champy's Chicken. It's on 119 in Alabaster, just off the I-65 exit, 119 right there. It's a great location, great people, great atmosphere. Perfect for parties and tailgates and meetings and everything. ChampysChicken.com. Four downs coming up in a second, but right now more on some college football games going on. We have already talked basketball and Auburn escaping an overtime win over Bethune-Cookman in Stephen Pearl's first win. Alabama without Reitzel and Holloway getting a big game from LeBaron and Philon. They beat North Dakota. Now they go to New York and they play St. John's at Madison Square Garden Saturday morning. Florida lost for the first time since February in basketball last night. 12-game win streak, national champions, lost to Arizona.
That felt like an NCAA tournament game. I don't know how much y'all got to watch. Part of it is because the announce crew is that really good crew that TNT has a lot.
Right.
But the crowd was good. I mean, the level of play was fantastic. That was a fun game to watch.
Koa Pete, 6'8" freshman, 30 points, 7 rebounds, 5 assists, 3 steals. Draws a comparison from his coach as Larry Johnson, an 18-year-old Larry Johnson.
God, I think
mouthful.
people forget how good Grandmama was back in the day.
Woo!
With his one goal, too. Though that is a big comparison. But don't get used to him because another one and done, definitely a lottery guy.
AJ Dibatsa, a one and done type guy who is from New York, I believe, who's at BYU. 21-6 in BYU's win over Villanova. Another good game on TNT last night. Sanford's debut with Lenny Acup on the road, losing at Tulane 85-72. UAB opened up last night 106-55 over Mississippi Valley State. Syracuse transferred Chance Westery with 23. Andy and the boys played their only power, I believe this is correct, only power conference game Friday night on the road in Raleigh against Will Wade's NC State team.
That's surprising, I guess.
We'll get to see a little.
Yeah, it is, though.
Get to see a little UAB, NC State, and get to see what Will Wade's team's made up coming up. And tonight, Texas and Duke in Charlotte, 7:45 ESPN, right after the selection show. More on that in a second. The Boozer twins make their debut for Duke tonight.
Those are Carlos's kids, right?
The Carlos Boozer's twins, who are freshmen at Duke, and it's their debut against Texas. That's 7 o'clock. The ESPN selection show, 7:45. What kind of
and Sean Miller? I mean, Sean Miller at Texas.
Debut for him at Texas.
Yeah. And he's a hell of a coach that we forgot about. He was at one time the best active coach in a lot of people's opinions that had yet to go to a Final Four when he got in all the trouble at Arizona.
So that's the basketball. After the selection show tonight, give me the biggest type of surprise. You when you were talking to Clay earlier, y'all made it sound like it's all set in stone. Give me some things you think would surprise people. First, let me ask: Texas A&M or Alabama at 3?
A&M. I think it's going to be Oregon, Ohio State 1, Indiana 2, A&M 3, Bama 4.
I would agree.
I think they're going to hedge towards the undefeateds.
Yep. And I guess Georgia's going to be 5 just because Oregon struggled a little bit.
Yep, I think Georgia 5. I think your big surprise is a lot of people, one of the big talking points. I think if you're paying attention, you're ready for this. If you're just like, let's see who's in the college football playoff, I think how many SEC teams appear is going to be a bit surprising because you're going to have A&M, you're going to have Alabama, you're going to have Georgia, you're going to have Ole Miss. Those are absolute givens. And they are all going to be in the top 8.
Will there be a fifth team?
I think there will.
Who will it be?
I think right now it would be Texas.
I think it's going to be Texas, too. I thought you'd say Oklahoma.
No, I think it's going to be Texas. Texas beat Oklahoma head-to-head. Record is the same.
Here's why it's going to be Texas.
Well, it takes care of itself, by the way, but go ahead.
It's going to be Texas. Texas beat Oklahoma, but it's going to be Texas because of what they also did at Ohio State.
Yeah.
Remember, this year, more emphasis on what are they calling it, Brown? It's about your strength of schedule, strength of wins, strength of losses,
strength of resume, all that. Yeah.
They're emphasizing it even more than they have in the past.
Well, they didn't watch that game. I mean, I get it, but that was.
it's the closest anybody's played Ohio State.
Well, because of Texas' defense being that good.
I get it, but still, that's what they'll say.
That's half the ball. That's half the game.
That's what they'll say.
I think the interesting angle here is going to be something that we did bring up with Clay, that Miami beat Notre Dame, but I think Miami is going to be behind Notre Dame, but you got to make it a little tighter than the AP and the coaches poll have made it. And I do think Iowa is going to be ranked because I think they're going to pack in on the backside as many Big Tens as they can.
That was my next point. I think in the AP poll, USC is 20, Michigan is 21, and Washington is 24. I think USC, Michigan, Washington, and Iowa will be in there, but also higher than those numbers.
Probably because they're going to be jockeying for the Big Ten to at least get 3. If you go to Vegas right now, you can bet over-unders from conferences. And right now, the Big Ten is favored. It's 3.5 is the total. They're favored to get 4 in.
Yeah. I think you will not see 7-2 Cincinnati. I don't think you'll see Memphis. In fact, I don't think you'll see any of the group of 5.
There's no reason to.
There's no reason to put them in the top 12. None of them have earned it.
Yeah. And
you're saying not
Memphis
ranked at all?
Not in the top 25.
Not in the top 25. Okay.
Tonight, yeah.
Yeah. I don't think there's any reason to do that either.
I mean, Memphis is 8-1, but I don't think there's any reason to have them in there tonight.
I mean, their loss is UAB. 8-1. with a loss to UAB, it does make it a difficult conversation.
I don't think Tennessee will be in there at 6-3. I think they'll be out.
6-3? Look, Tennessee. Somebody said
I don't
this
think
in the,
they will either. I mean, that's the only 3 losses. They're not. Well, I guess they are ranked to the coaches, but they're the only 3 loss in either poll.
Think through this. Somebody said in the chat as we were talking to Clay, and he was talking about Tennessee, that Tennessee has played 3 teams with a 500 or better record, and they've lost all those games. I think that's right. As I went through it in my head, I don't have their schedule in front of me.
I've got it right here.
Who's their quality wins?
There's your problem.
Yeah, so Tennessee, I mean, lost to Georgia, lost to Bama, lost to Oklahoma.
Okay, all those teams are 500 or better.
Your wins are Mississippi State,
Below
Arkansas,
500.
Kentucky, Syracuse, UAB, East Tennessee State. Yeah, they don't have any good wins.
I mean, Mississippi State's their best win.
Yeah, and this is
am I right about that?
Mississippi State is,
that's their best win.
Yeah,
State's their best win.
You know, it is sad that we live in a college football world now when you got a 12-team playoff where Tennessee is already. Clay said he doesn't care about the rest of the regular season.
I know. I can't believe he said that.
Yeah, but what's not true about it?
Yeah.
I mean, you watch it because you care about your team. You want the rivalry wins if there is any left in their schedule. I mean, how big is Vandy?
Didn't we kind of know Tennessee wasn't going to be a college football playoff team this year?
I think they baited you into thinking they were when they played Georgia so close and should have beaten Georgia. To be fair, State is 5-4, so they are above 500. So that's the one team they've beaten that is currently above 500.
Yeah.
But when State's your best win, with all due respect to Jeff Levy and State, who I just said is 5-4 and could easily be 7-1.
Something to watch out for is where is Texas Tech, BYU, and Utah, because that gives you a chance for a Big 12 2-bid league. Just watch where that is.
Yeah, and what I said about the Big Ten right now, the Vegas number is 3.5. Take it with a grain of salt because they've got ACC at 1.5 with a favorite for the ACC to get 2 teams in. Is there a world we live in the ACC could get 2 in this year?
They're not deserving of it this year.
I think the Big 12 does have a really, really good chance of getting 2.
Well, right now Virginia's 8-1, Louisville's 7-1, and Georgia Tech's 8-1. Now, if you're going by true strength of scheduling and all of that, those teams should show up lower than they are in the AP poll, in my opinion.
I would agree, too.
I
don't think any of those teams are playoff teams.
Here's your
one probably will be, but I don't
one
think
has
they
to
are.
be, yeah.
Can we go back to the Big 12?
Unless it's Pitt or Miami somehow works their way in there.
Can we go back to the Big 12, though? Here's your problem with the Big 12, and this is, I think, an issue for them. Texas Tech and BYU play this weekend. BYU is undefeated at 8-0. Texas Tech is 8-1, 5-1 in conference.
Texas Tech's going to win the game.
Okay, Texas Tech wins the game. This starts your problem.
Probably going away, barring a Baron Morton injury. He has missed 2 and been knocked out of 2 other games, so he's more likely not to finish the game than to finish it. But when he finishes it, they win easy.
And for those that want to watch this, it's the best early window game. It's 11 o'clock ABC. Going to be a fantastic game in Lubbock, you would think. All right, let's say they rematch in the Big 12 championship game. Now one of them ends up with 2 losses. And that's what's going to happen because Cincinnati's the only other one-loss Big 12 team. They've lost the tiebreaker already.
I haven't done this, and I should have, but is Utah not – did they not have any
Utah's
shot?
4-2. They got to have a lot of help. I mean, BYU is 5-0, and we're running out of games here.
That's who you don't want to play right now.
I agree. Utah's playing well.
Utah could get there, yes.
They could. They're not dead. Houston's not dead. They're at 4-2. Arizona State's at 4-2. You got a bunch of 2-loss teams there, including TCU. So none of those teams are technically dead, but they're going to have a lot of help. Yeah. But that's the nightmare, right, for the Big 12 is that Texas Tech already has that loss. So if they were both undefeated and played this weekend, then rematched and only they both end up with 1 loss, you could argue both of them getting in.
Yeah, to your point, you can't have a 2-loss non-champion in the Big 12 get in.
I do not see how. Yeah. I guess the only thing, Jim, would be is if BYU goes all the way undefeated and Texas Tech upsets them in the Big 12 championship game. You'd have 2-loss conference champion Texas Tech, 1-loss BYU. Could you argue for them as an outlier?
Who lost in the championship game.
Who lost in their championship
and it already beat that team once.
Yeah, I think that
you've got an argument then.
That's probably your only scenario.
That becomes a little bit like what had happened to SMU and Clemson last year.
Exactly.
Yeah. All right, that's the selection show tonight. We'll see if Reese and Joey and the guys can explain it better than that when they get a shot at it tonight.
No.
Back to the games on the field, brought to you by our friends at Company Distilling LT.
Hey, look, it's a great bourbon. It is available now in Alabama. If you're driving around, you stop into that ABC store, you stop into your package store, ask for it by name. If they don't have it, tell them to get it. It is the whiskey you've been waiting for that is as good as the company you keep. For more information, CompanyDistilling.com/Alabama. Company Distilling, also 3 must-visit locations across Tennessee. Each offers something special. Townsend, located in the heart of the Smokies. Lynchburg, a charming and historic setting where guests can enjoy Southern hospitality. And Thompson Station, just outside of Nashville. Whether you're on a weekend getaway or planning a whiskey road trip, one of these destinations should be on your must-visit list. For more information, CompanyDistilling.com.
Listen, just behind the scenes, I've had 13 cuts today.
Okay.
I've got 6 I haven't played yet. And I just told Tyler to queue up every one of them, and I changed my mind every time during that Company Distilling read.
Which order
I started off with 8. Then, I started off with 7. Then I said, let's do 4, and now we're on 3. So here we go. Cut number 3. This is DJ Durkin yesterday. You saw Forster pick Auburn to upset Vandy. You say it's a small number.
It is.
Smaller than you would think.
I thought it would be Vandy 10. I really do.
Vandy at home coming off that tough loss at Texas where they battled back after getting pistol whipped early on. Here's DJ Durkin getting asked as he takes over the Auburn program. He's the defense. Nothing wrong with Auburn's defense. Does he see anything on the offensive side that he would want to do differently? Here's how the interim coach answered it.
I guess offensively, is there anything that you want to see done differently? I know you have a limited time, obviously, but what changes can you make? What can you do differently there?
Yeah, it just I think it's important. Like in football, you realize this: it's not always what you do; it's how you do it and who does it. And I think that's a major thing. Like how you do things, how you do anything in life really matters. And you can see a difference in 2 people doing the same exact thing, but there's a difference in how they're doing it. And so that's our first focus. And it with an edge and with relentless effort and a certain sense of physicality has to be done. My communication with the offense has been more schematically from a defensive viewpoint of, that's my background, what I know. I'm certainly not going to try and step in to be doing things that aren't in my wheelhouse. But from those terms of, okay, here's some things defensively, viewing that where we could help and offering suggestions that way. Derek Nix will be the play caller. He'll be the play caller every down. He's the sole play caller. And I have extreme confidence in Derek. Derek and I have worked together at previous stops as well. Again, another great person, great coach. I think the players really responded to him and they understand where he's coming from. And I think Derek's going to do a great job. And we will be aggressive in everything we do.
So the first down play caller gets to call them all.
DJ Durkin just gave us the long-awaited answer to that debate, right? Was Hugh talking about game planning or play calling? And DJ just told us, no, it was play calling. We had multiple guys calling plays, which the next SEC game I coach, guys, will be my first one. I do not know how you were ever going to be successful in that setup. It made no sense.
Such a weird, confusing situation that, I think we all glossed over it because we couldn't even explain it. Couple of things. Most coaches, interim coaches, are going to be super aggressive, like he just talked about. When you saw it last week with Billy Gonzalez going for it on his own 30 with 3 and change left against Georgia. Random pull here. He looks like a former Auburn player in the eyes to me.
He looks like, hold on.
You're going to say Cole because he's bald.
No, he looks like Cole's
Kubelik.
hair, but he looks like
in the eyes.
Heath Evans.
Yeah. I was going to go Ben Leard.
Oh yeah, okay, I can see that.
Chad is saying Squidward from SpongeBob.
Okay, that's not a former Auburn player.
I see Ben Leard's eyes.
I can see that. Yeah. I can see that 100%. To your point, though, Derek Nix takes over. Man, what if? What if that offense looks really good?
I was my daughter had Taekwondo last night, talking to 2 of the dads that are devout Auburn fans, huge Auburn fans, and both of them were saying the same thing: is like, what if all of a sudden these guys figure out how to play quarterback like overnight, or what if you see Deuce Knight? Or what if? And that's the question is.
I wonder if Deuce did come in and threw for 300 yards and ran for 100.
Now, I would doubt that being the case.
I know, but and they win the game going away against Vanderbilt, then I wouldn't even know what to say.
But I guess you always have hope, right, of the unknown, and that was their point is, what if? That is terrible for DJ Durkin, by the way, that you're going to go Squidward. I didn't know that's what Squidward looked like.
Squidward didn't always have lipstick on.
No, this was just from one episode, and that's the exact episode that the chat is saying.
Oh, wow. Look at you. So anyway, back to my point. The Auburn fans
Is Squidward in this episode part of Clay's book?
Because of the lipstick.
I don't know. He gets hit in the face and somehow becomes better looking. That's part of the episode.
Kind of got balls on the chin, too.
Yeah. Wow. Thank you.
All right.
I'm just saying.
Kind of. But that is the hope, right? Is this new set of eyes, this fresh play calling, and all of a sudden you got a good offense. I think that's a little too much to hope for. I mean, I don't know that you've got a good quarterback no matter who's
Have you guys talked to anybody that's going up for the game?
I have not.
Because
I'm sure there will be. Nashville's a fun town.
I mean, Nashville's a fun town, destination city, but you also want to support an interim coach, right?
I think there will be more that would go up in this situation than with Hugh Freeze as the head coach.
Big news, by the way, in that BYU Texas Tech showdown. Pete Thamel reporting that L.J. Martin, the leading rusher for BYU, practiced really well on Monday, expected to be back in play in that game. He leads BYU in rushing, 789 yards to LSU and Alabama.
Real quick, that's good news for Brooks, who just sent his upset alert to me. BYU plus 9.5 for the record. Did not copy any of us.
Yep.
BYU plus 9.5. So
that's Brooks' pick there.
Lance is.
Yeah.
I'll let Brooks
Texas Tech by 1 million.
That's a big number.
Okay, Alabama hosting LSU. More on that in a second. As I remind you, our friends at Storm Restoration Roofing wants to help you get a free, no-cost roof inspection, absolutely free, from the best in the business. That is Greg Nelson. He and his wife Andrea own the company. Him and their 10 kids run the company, and they are the best in the business, in my opinion. And the Better Business Bureau thinks they're really good too. A+ rated with them. 205-542-3531 to get that no-cost, no-obligation roof inspection. 205-542-3531. Or go to Facebook, look up Greg from Pell City, or the website, Storm Restoration Roofing. Storm damage, roof replacement, roofing repairs. Greg has a builder's license to handle the repair. They've got financing options available. And as I said, being locally owned for over 20 years, they are just so great working with insurance agents to get the most out of your policy. But even if there's a little extra needed, they've got some good financing options there for you. Greg from Pell City, 205-542-3531. Storm Restoration Roofing. Cut 7, Kane Womack, Alabama defensive coordinator, challenged by looking at Garrett Nussmeier, one-time first-round draft pick consideration in the NFL. Really talented receivers that you named earlier.
Yeah, Aaron Anderson, Barry and Brown. Doesn't make a lot of sense.
Harlem, Barry, Durham at running back. That's a talented group. Now with an unknown at play caller, here's Kane Womack on what could keep him up Friday night.
You know, the film is the film, right? And you look at what a team does. You know, that offensive staff came up with a game plan together. I'm sure there were certain things and certain ideas that maybe their offensive coordinator previously had done to what maybe Alex might want to do, but at the same time, they're utilizing their players in a very good way. They have athletes that they can get the football in space. They're finding creative ways in the run game to hit explosive plays, and I know, you know, maybe they're not as consistent as they'd like to be in the run game, but they're also very dangerous in the run game because they've created explosive plays in just about every football game. And when they do get out in space with those running backs, they can hit home runs. So, you know, we'll look at, you know, and try to anticipate what we think that they're going to do, maybe that might be slightly different tweaks. We're certainly going to prepare for the things that they have put on film already. And then again, you might carry one or two more things in terms of volume defensively, just if they want to go this direction or that direction. But that's the nice thing about going into week, 9, 10, including bye weeks, right? We have a large volume of defense that we can go and adjust to based off of whatever we're seeing in that week's game plan.
So if you're a big college football fan and you're like, he just said Alex Atkins and that name sounds familiar. He's calling plays for LSU. Where have I heard that name? You heard it at Florida State, and he's the guy that got thrown overboard to save, I guess save Mike Norvell's job, really. And Gus Malzahn came in, and it hasn't, you know, in the long run improved a lot. It did early against Alabama. So Alex Atkins has been calling plays at Florida State. How would you describe those Florida State offenses under Alex Atkins? Not great.
No.
When he had Jordan Travis, he was the guy when Jordan Travis was there, right?
Yes. I don't know. I can't swear that he was calling plays. I know he was the last year under DJU calling plays, and that's where.
But I think anybody. I mean, I don't know if Sark or Lane Kiffin could dial up plays for.
Yeah. So that's the guy. That's Alex Atkins. So I guess if you're Kane Womack, you've gone and watched some of that, right? And you see, okay, these were terrible offenses, or this was a terrible offense under DJ, but can I find some tendencies there? What does this guy like to do on third and short, third and long, 4th and 1? Where are the tendencies there? And that's difficult because now you're having to, you're just having to dig a little deeper.
Now to the Urban Meyer story that I just can't believe this to be true. But it is reported by a reporter at Athlon who says that despite what he told on 3 Sports, Urban Meyer, that he had no desire to get back in coaching. Athlon, a reporter there, says Urban Meyer has actually had conversations with Penn State's AD Pat Kraft, and that they had talked a couple of times. And according to Athlon, that Pat Kraft moved on from Urban Meyer because he did not have good answers when asked about the NIL and managing the roster and how he would handle the NIL, because that has changed since Urban was last in the college game. And according to Athlon, the answers about NIL and roster management was not satisfactory enough for Pat Kraft.
Horseshit. I don't believe any of this. I honestly think if first of all, he doesn't interview for the job. If Urban Meyer wants the job, he gets it. He's smart enough where he is not going to destroy what he has done at the college level. He doesn't want to mess his legacy up at all. So I think Urban Meyer would go out, although he doesn't know this territory, he would bring in other people and have advisors that know what they're doing to know about NIL and transfer portal.
Here's what I would do in that situation.
Would you not hire Urban Meyer without an interview?
I would want to hear him discuss this, but I think this is a reasonable answer, Jim, is if Urban Meyer says, hey, look, Pat, I get it. I've never coached in the NIL era. I've never coached in the transfer portal era. Lance Taylor is the general manager at USC, and he's making $1.2 million a year, and he's widely regarded as the best general manager in the business. I think we can get him for $2 million. In fact, I'm so certain of it, I'll take $1 million less than whatever you guys are about to offer, and you can throw it his way. Go hire that guy, and that's who's handling all that for me. That's a satisfactory answer to me. And if you go get the best GM in the business.
And I think Urban's smart enough that would be one of the things if he's going to talk to AD at Penn State, knowing these questions are coming, because that is one thing that he hasn't done at the college level. All he's got to do is say, hey, look, I'm working on a plan. I'm talking to different people. I will get back with you on that.
Yeah, like I kept saying, I don't know if you guys saw our buddy Jim Nagy on the sidelines Saturday night for Oklahoma. I mean, he was just right there on the sidelines. That was a massive hire for Brent Venables. It is just, and we'll see if it pays off long term for Venables. You cannot be ultra successful in college football anymore without a good general manager. And that's what I'm selling if I'm Urban Meyer.
Do you guys think there's any way Penn State hires a better coach than Urban Meyer?
No. Better X's and O's, no.
What if Urban told him I have a philosophy like Dabo Swinney?
Then no.
Well, then, hey, report that. I mean, seriously.
If I'm Pat Kraft, I'll leak that part of it. Way if that happens, he said he likes what Dabo's doing at Clemson.
Yeah, I'm like you. That's why I brought it up. It's hard to believe that Urban Meyer is interested in Penn State, which would hurt your relationship with Ohio State fans. And it's hard to believe that you wouldn't just say yes. Can you start this weekend and try to beat Indiana?
I mean,
we got a game Saturday.
I mean, that was a true story that Bobby Bowden didn't want to interview for Alabama back in the day, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
And he would have taken the job.
I don't know that it was that Coach Bowden didn't want to interview. I actually, before he passed, I think that goes without saying, I had a conversation with him about that.
Can I tell you what I think the story was?
I'll tell you what he told me.
Okay. I always had heard the story was he was brought to Tuscaloosa, he thought, to sign the contract. That it was already his job.
Yeah, I've heard that, yeah.
And then he was carried into a room that he did not expect there to be the board in there and others and
a search committee.
And they started to interview him.
That's right. And I think
Bobby Bowden didn't get pissed off, but as pissed off as Bobby Bowden could get.
That's right.
He was.
I think Coach Bowden thought, number one, this is just going to be a ceremonial. I may have to interview with somebody. It may be the big power booster or the AD or the school president or whoever. But it's largely ceremonial. I'm coming
to town to eat chicken and
that's right. I'm coming to get the job. He walks in a boardroom and there's like 12, 13 people in there. He's like, wait. I'm not doing this.
But I'm still a little surprised. And to me, that's my example there is Bobby Bowden was building and was doing a great job. But where Urban Meyer already is, winning national championships at multiple schools, and he is a slam dunk. Unless, back to your point, he's like, not dealing with these guys, don't want to pay them, don't want to go out and get guys out of the portal.
The other thing Coach Bowden told me, and I've told you this before, was the job he came closest to taking was the Tampa Bay Buccaneers, and I never knew that. The Tampa Bay, and I don't know what year it was. I don't know when in his Florida State run it was.
Same year that Bear Bryant took the job?
Maybe so. I mean, y'all were churning through coaches there for a little while.
Yeah, Brian almost took the Miami
Dolphins. Yeah, but it was Tampa Bay, and he said he was extremely, I can't remember how he told me this. I think Coach Bowden told me he either took it and changed his mind or basically agreed, I'll give you an answer tomorrow, and then was like, I'm just going to stay at Florida State.
Would have been early 90s.
Probably, yeah. Late 80s, early 90s.
Yeah. All right, that is some more college football. When we come back, we'll get to trash. Keep an eye on the NBA. Got a really interesting thing ongoing with Shea Gilgeous-Alexander. 79 straight games now where he scored 20 or more points in 79 straight. That's tied now third longest all time with Oscar Robertson, the great Oscar Robertson.
That's insane.
I mean, the only undefeated team is your defending champions right now in OKC.
SGA can only there's only one guy ahead of him now. He's tied for third with the Big O. One guy ahead of him, Wilt Chamberlain, who did it twice. He went a 126-game stretch, which is the record of 20 or more points, and 92 with 20 or more points. Well, you wanted to be that team that one night when Wilt didn't score 20. You had a chance
That's
that
right.
night.
You might win.
All right. When we come back, we get to trash, a little bit more college football, all that right here on the show, being brought to you by our friends at Hemphill Services. If it's not running right, flowing right, or draining right, Hemphill, the number to call.
Yeah, call Adam, Chad, Andrew, the guys there. Tell them the next round sent you. They are on standby awaiting any of these problems that could arise in your home or business, heating, plumbing, cooling. HemphillServices.com. Hard to stop a train. For more information, 205-229-2090.
Follow Brownie on Twitter and Instagram at Ryan Brown Live.
Honey, a while back, life knocked me flat on my behind. I was hit by an 18-wheeler, and Lord of mercy, it left me hurting. Now, I heard through the grapevine that Alexander Shannara had recovered big money for some people. You been hurt? Can't work? Don't sit there suffering. Call my people at Alexander Shannara Trial Attorneys. Ain't gonna cost you a dime, so pick up the phone and dial 659-777-7777 or go to Shannara.com, because when I called, Alexander Shannara answered.
Call me, Alabama.
No representation made that the legal services provided are better than legal services provided by other attorneys.
All right. It's a beautiful day for football here at the stadium, and we're just about ready for kickoff. Score 0-0. And suddenly, I'm in the mood for a Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar. Now that's a winning combo. Yeah, crisp, refreshing. That hits the spot. When it comes to great taste, Coke Zero Sugar's always on the scoreboard. Coke Zero Sugar. Real Coke taste, zero sugar.
Hey, Lance Taylor from the Next Round to tell you about one of our favorite places for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. That is Hamburger Heaven since 1982. Hamburger Heaven has been serving Birmingham's best hamburgers, cheeseburgers, French fries, hand-spun milkshakes, and sandwiches made fresh to order. All of their ingredients are fresh and prepared daily. This includes their beef, always fresh, never frozen, hand-pattied each and every day. For breakfast, lunch, or dinner, visit any of the 4 locations, Highway 280, Irondale, Gardendale, and Homewood. Hey, for all of your IT and printing needs, reach out to our friends at Xerox Business Solutions. Look, I'm still one of those old school guys. I print my notes every single day for the show. If you watch the show here on the Next Round, you see all the notes in front of me. From day one, Xerox Business Solutions, they've been with us here at the Next Round. Local for over 45 years. For all of your IT and printing needs, visit XeroxBusinessSolutions.com or call 205-969-3000. That's 205-969-3000. Never miss anything from the Next Round when you listen on demand through the podcast platform of your choice, Apple, Spotify, iHeart, or Google Podcast, wherever you listen. Always like, follow, subscribe, turn on automatic download so you can catch every part of the Next Round. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed, and support the show by following, subscribing, and turning on automatic downloads on any podcast platform. Listen anywhere in the world, anytime on the Next Round podcast feed. Thanks for always making the Next Round a big part of your day. Hey, there's nothing worse than waking up to a plumbing problem. Don't get caught in a flooded house. Call the guys at Hemp Hill Services. Adam, Chad, and the team at Hemp Hill are the only ones I trust to fix it and fix it right the first time. Hemp Hill Services does it right and always at a fair price. For all of your plumbing, cooling, and heating needs, trust the name that Birmingham has trusted since 1954. That is Hemp Hill Services. Call now, 205-229-2090. That's 205-229-2090.
Storm season is here. Make sure you have a plan of action in place right now. Greg from Pell City and Storm Restoration Roofing should be your first call when storms hit. Insurance companies love working with Storm Restoration Roofing because of Greg Nelson's name and reputation in the industry. When storms hit, call Greg Nelson. He's local, 205-542-3531. He's the home of the free no-cost roof inspection. Greg from Pell City on Facebook, 205-542-3531. It's Storm Restoration Roofing.
Four Downs brought to you today by our friends at Champy's World Famous Fried Chicken, champyschicken.com, Highway 119 in Alabaster. Go by and see Sterling and the crew. Oh, man, it's so good. And all the great sides to go with that fried chicken that's juicy down to the bone, po' boys, and that hand-cut chicken finger. Just delicious right there at champyschicken.com. Let's start things off with First Down.
First down.
What happens first? Texas Tech wins multiple college football playoff games, or the Cowboys actually win the NFC and get back to a Super Bowl?
Oh, gosh. I mean, you just watch Jerry. You know his clock is ticking and how frustrated he gets. He gets so
How about Stephen A. up there in the box?
Oh, I know. Stephen A. sitting with him. I will go Texas Tech wins multiple playoff games.
Yeah, you know what's crazy is Jerry has a borderline elite quarterback. I mean, Dak is really, really, really
wasting
good.
his career.
He really is. I just don't get it.
I'll go with Texas Tech winning, I guess.
I mean, I don't feel great about it. Either one, obviously, in true Four Downs fashion.
But the number one quarterback recruit just picked him for the 2027 number one quarterback. I don't know if he'll stick, but right now the 2027 number one quarterback picked Texas Tech. The reputation's out there that they're willing to pay.
I want to go back to this. As good as Arizona State was last year, I don't think they were as good, at least on one side of the ball, as Texas Tech is defensively. And Arizona State should have beaten Texas in triple overtime. So if they almost won a playoff game last year.
That's true.
Yeah, I think I would go Texas Tech as well.
In Tuscaloosa last night, I told somebody, in this new age, I mean, if you look at what Texas is supposed to be good, Texas A&M is good, Texas Tech is good, Rhett Lashley is one of the higher paid coaches staying at SMU, all that Texas oil money, all those big business guys in Texas. I told a guy last night, I was like, occasionally I wish Drummond Coal would hit an oil thing when they're mining for coal. Some of the oil started bubbling up too.
Yeah, that would be nice.
I bet they wish the same thing.
That would help Alabama's NIL a little bit. But occasionally they just, as they're digging for coal, they'd hit a geyser, hit a little bit of black gold.
Second down.
The Karate Kid, Ralph Macchio, 64 years old today. Ultimately, better career, Ralph Macchio or Dick Vitale?
Oh, gosh. Macchio was in My Cousin Vinny and the Two Karate Kids.
And I mean, I think it was
Outsiders.
The Outsiders.
I think it was three Karate Kids.
Three Karate Kids.
And then, I mean, the Cobra Kai is blown up. It's massive.
Vitale, man. I mean,
Dick
that guy,
Vitale for me. Yeah.
I would agree. He's stood the test of time. He's been the face of college basketball for so long.
Yeah, it's close, but I think I would go Ralph Macchio.
I think I'm going to go Vitale on this one.
Third down.
Diddy is 56 years old, incarcerated. Bigger fall from grace, Diddy or Matt Lauer?
Matt Lauer. I mean, at least Diddy's in jail. Where's Matt Lauer?
Oh, he's abroad.
Yeah. He used to do that segment. Remember where in the world is Matt Lauer?
Yeah, but I mean,
it's a legit question now.
But I don't think anybody's ever talked about extraditing him, right? I mean, he didn't do anything illegal.
I don't.
I don't think he did. I don't think he was.
I think Diddy had a bunch of underage running around and lubing them up.
I think the only thing that Lauer was accused of is stuff that's improper in the workplace, not necessarily illegal.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
Sometimes that can rise to
it can, but I don't think that was ever suggested with him.
I'm going to go Diddy because I'm assuming Matt Lauer never had all of his properties raided by the feds.
Yeah.
That is probably true, yeah.
Oh,
So
there
I
we
think
go.
Diddy, yeah.
But I would imagine Matt Lauer was pulling down between 10 and 15 million a year.
I think it was 30.
Okay, 30 million a year, and was going to have that job
forever
until he was 70.
He was so good at what he did.
Yeah, I'm going to say Matt was probably told no a couple of times. Diddy never allowed anybody
That's
to
right.
say no.
Yeah, so I think I'll go Diddy.
Matt Lauer was a one-man band local news reporter in Huntington, West Virginia. Worked his way to that point.
Yeah, and he was
Crazy.
so good at what he did.
Yep.
4th down.
He was so good at most of what he did.
Matt McConaughey, 56 years old today.
I hear him.
If I asked you, better career, ultimately, Matt McConaughey or Clayton Kershaw?
I think I'll go McConaughey on this one. I mean, I think you could make an argument he's our generation's premier actor. I wouldn't agree with that, but I think he's in the discussion. And the guy, I don't know what role it was. To me, it was the HBO series where people True Detective. Where people are finally like, all right, this guy's more than just a heartthrob. He's more than just a romantic comedy actor. This guy's got chops.
No, that's when he turned it. You know, he did Amistad early in his career. He was over his skis in that one. But when he was doing True Detective, at the same time he did Dallas Buyers Club. So not only did he win a Golden Globe and an Emmy for True Detective, he won an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club. It's amazing how he has turned his career around. I would go Kershaw, though, because Kershaw's got 3 Cy Youngs, 3 World Championships. He is one of the top 10 starters, in my opinion, of all time. But it's close.
I mean, other than Koufax, then you start making the case. Is it Valenzuela? Is it Kershaw?
What, best Dodger
Is it
pitcher?
Hershiser? I mean, yeah.
I'd go Kershaw.
He gets into
Kershaw.
he gets into the conversation.
I'd go Koufax and Kershaw. Yeah.
I'd go Kershaw.
Yeah.
And that is 4 downs. All right. Before we get to trash, tell us about our friends at CPAP Plus, Sleep Home, Alabama. UMass 0-8 tonight at Akron, 6 p.m. on CBS Sports Network.
That is a sleeper.
Nope, not gonna pick
No,
that one.
the
How
game's a sleeper.
about Miami of Ohio at Ohio? Nope, not gonna pick that one. Sleep through a little college football tonight. The Maction games, not as fun as they used to be. It seems like.
So I ran into somebody yesterday, Brown.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah. But somebody came and sat next to me, and they were talking to themselves the entire time, and they started arguing with themselves. It was one of the strangest things I've ever seen.
Okay, that is an odd
Yeah,
one.
that same place. But if maybe they didn't have enough sleep.
Maybe not.
Maybe that was the problem. You need 8 hours of quality sleep. If you're not getting it, you're groggy all day. You need that nap. You need to check out Alabama's best home sleep testing in CPAP. It is from our friends at CPAP Plus. The O'Neill brothers, Woody and Joe, have 5 locations: Birmingham, Trustful, Pelham, Foley, and Troy. SleepHomeAlabama.com is the website. Nobody wants to deal with the lab. They don't want to deal with the insurance. It's a $199 home sleep test. They'll ship it right to you. Again, no lab, just easy-to-wear fingertip devices, clinically validated, that connect to your smartphone, complete with that physician's interpretation of your results. For more information and to order, SleepHomeAlabama.com.
There's no doubt you need length and girth up front. Length matters.
LT's Trash is presented by Bud Light.
Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. Our friends at Bud Light again, 11 to 2 this Friday. Rabbit Hole in Tuscaloosa, broadcasting live with great Bud Light specials, Bud Light merch. I am in the minority. I don't love Oreo cookies. I'll eat them in a pinch. But some of the alternative flavors they go to, they have gone full Thanksgiving.
Oh.
And we have turkey-flavored cookies now. The Cookie Giant has unveiled a special holiday tin packed with 7 bizarre dinner table-inspired flavors. Oreo's Thanksgiving dinner tin includes 2 cookies each of cranberry sauce, pumpkin pie, turkey and stuffing, cream corn, sweet potato, and caramel apple pie. I can get on the desserts.
Caramel apple pie, I'm good with.
Yeah, you probably can make those work a little bit, but a turkey and stuffing and a cream corn?
At Christmas, my wife buys the white chocolate dipped Oreos and put those in the fridge. That's the way to go right there now. Those are good Oreos. I'm with Lance. I don't like the normal Oreo, but that one I love.
You can order the tin for $19.99, by the way. I would not touch.
hard pass.
I wouldn't touch
These
this.
are all publicity stunts.
Yeah, I like the caramel apple pie. That sounds good, but the rest of that's hard pass.
So this is pretty crazy. Thieves took it to a whole new level. Masked robbers cut a hole in a concrete roof of a Florida mall before dropping in to steal 400 to 500 pairs of Nike and New Balance sneakers. This was at a Champs Sporting Goods, Treasure Coast Mall in Jensen Beach between midnight and 8 a.m. on Tuesday. How do you not have any internal surveillance on this?
I mean, that takes a while to get 400 boxes of sneakers back to the roof, I would think.
Now, the stolen merchandise estimated to be worth $40,000 and $50,000. They said with the cost to repair the hole, another $10,000 there.
So why do you go to that trouble in a Champs and not go to a place where it sells the more expensive Nikes if you're going to steal?
You're talking about like a distant replay or whatever
like memory lane here in Birmingham.
More bang for your buck is what you're saying, yeah.
I mean, because
probably easier to get into Champs and also just bigger quantities.
Yeah,
if you go to these consignment shops,
volume.
They might have 3 pairs in various sizes, but
and
at
these
Champs, they got a full-size run.
These are probably easier to fence because they're more like if you get some rare Travis Scotts, you might be able to track those a little bit more than just generic cookie cutter, all these Champs models. But the cops went on to say, quote, the stolen merchandise bag tag thrown off the roof, loaded into a getaway vehicle. Stolen merchandise over $50,000. They said that it looked like it was straight out of Mission Impossible.
Crazy.
That's not really the guy that was doing the stealing. That's
but
Tom
they said
Cruise.
these are career
That is
criminals.
Tom Cruise from Mission Impossible 1.
Career criminals?
Yeah, they said these guys knew exactly what they were doing.
I would have to say that's probably the case.
This is really a sad story. I heard it over the weekend, and I don't know how something like this happens, but an 80-year-old cruise passenger found dead on the Great Barrier Reef a day after she accidentally was abandoned there by the ship's crew. Now, the passenger's daughter, Catherine Rees, on Thursday accused the cruise company, Coral Expeditions, of, quote, failure of care and common sense that left her mother, Suzanne Rees, to die alone. Now, Suzanne Rees, Sydney resident, was on the second day of a cruise circumnavigating Australia when she disembarked the Coral Adventurer last Saturday at Lizard Island. Boy, I bet
Sounds
she
bad.
never thought she was going to die on Lizard Island.
Sounds bad.
Now
No, but I would imagine this is, okay, there's 12 people on the excursion, and when we get back on, you're like,
yeah, let's do a head count.
We got 11. Do we not have 11, Joe?
This gets a little worse. So she had planned to hike with other passengers to the mountain to look out. The ship left the resort island about 5 hours before reporting her missing late on Saturday. Now, she was climbing the hill. She felt ill. She was asked to head down unescorted. An 80-year-old woman. Hey, you just head on down by yourself.
Go ahead. We'll get you at the bottom.
Now, once she got down there, at some point, they forgot to do a head count. They loaded up the boat, and again, they didn't realize she was gone for 5 hours later. A crew of search helicopters spotted Suzanne Rees' body the next day about 55 yards off the hiking trail of the lookout. She appeared to have fallen from a cliff or a slope. How do you let an 80-year-old go on their own?
Yeah, that was pretty bad. I didn't know this whole story. I saw the headline, but when you hear the whole story, it's far worse than I imagined. Yeah.
And finally, Japanese research team has completed the first human safety trial of internal ventilation, a process in which oxygen is delivered to the body through the rectum, bypassing the lungs. There is a reason for this.
I would like to know.
Procedure aims to find new ways to support patients with respiratory problems by providing oxygen to the body through alternative means, allowing patients' lungs to heal in time. Now, the study published on October 20th, 2025 involved 27 healthy male volunteers aged 20 to 45. Participants received between 25 and 1,500 milliliters of this non-oxygenated liquid known for its ability to carry oxygen. They were asked to retain it for 60 minutes. Procedure did not yet test whether the method can effectively deliver oxygen into the bloodstream, but the work builds an earlier animal study that showed mammals could survive low oxygen conditions when oxygen was administered rectally. So while it's still experimental, scientists say the approach could one day provide emergency oxygen supply for patients whose lungs are too damaged to function on their own.
Meanwhile, NASA is working on newly designed spacesuits, delivering oxygen in 2 different places.
Yikes. That is I'm going to have to be in bad need of oxygen to go this route.
Yes,
bad need.
That is Trash Today, brought to you by our friends at Bud Light. Easy to drink, easy to enjoy. And that's our show today. We will be back with you tomorrow at 9 a.m. Central Time. Tomorrow, a new Bama and Bourbon will get out, and we'll talk more about the big game coming up in Tuscaloosa between LSU and Alabama. Until next time, God bless you and God bless America.
Jim Dunaway, Lance Taylor, Ryan Brown,